With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, preparing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shad's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran should have feeling so insecure. The money he earned on yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge to what because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored to help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch on why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are slow machine. He's snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if that's fun, as child can't see if ours make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before launching into a bike, pretending they're for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife, while forgetting that it's done well and they were rife. With drama he will react, but isn't act, that is a fact, as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Teaches nearly over and awareness in sight, with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay, and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Tuesday, the 5th of March 2024. Do hope you're all doing very well indeed, and hope you're all having a good day so far. And if you're not, hopefully Bingo will make it a little bit better for you if you're needing it. So yeah, Phil Burnell is streaming Bingo tonight, and yeah, is back to Final Fantasy. Some people might be wondering, how did Phil do yesterday with his only one stream happening, and Phil was given 166 buckaroos. The biggest tip was a $50 tip, which got him to the fucking vest goal. So yeah, Phil was a very happy bunny indeed, because he managed to get 166 buckaroos from just one single stream. Remember, he wasn't streaming at night. He took the night off to do some very important, personal, none of your business, behind the scenes stuff. But he's back to Final Fantasy tonight, and the last time we played Final Fantasy, he only got 32 buckaroos, so he'll be hoping to try and buck that trend, and he has quite convinced himself that there's no excuses and there are no reasons why people would not be supporting. In fact, he says so in his chat. I hope this will be a good stream. Someone says, Ryan Wilson. Phil's like, why wouldn't it be? We're back to the story, so all the people complaining about side content have nothing to say. And most people playing will be way ahead of me, so no reason to stay away to avoid spoilers. He is dead set in his mind that there's zero excuses if this stream does not get a support he thinks it demands, from his audience. So there's no more excuses, you know what I mean? He's not doing side content, he's doing story content, and he's also, and he's in his mind anyway, he thinks he's far behind everyone else, which means there's no spoilers at risk if you go to Phil's stream. I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and see what kind of support Phil gets tonight, because it is up and down there. Sometimes they'll get massively whaled, like this fucking one here on the 1st of March, 228 buckaroos. In between, $35, $23, $32. You really can't tell with Phil's audience, and how desperate Phil gets with the begging as well, not jazz. A couple of things to cover anyway before we begin Bingo properly. First of all, Prophet made a new video about Phil's audio issues and everything else. This bald fucking pervert, every time Prophet makes a new video, he tags me in it. And it's usually just to mock me. What is shit? I get a notification thinking, oh, Prophet's got a new video, I wonder what he's saying about me. Well, why am I tagged? And it's like, yeah, King Jad VCMP sucks at Rocket League and GTA 5, probably will suck at GTA 6. What a dick. But yeah, I mean, if you've not checked out Prophet's video, make sure you check out. The link to it, of course, is in the chat right now if you want to check it out, so there you go. Yeah, prick. There we go. Also, I've not seen this video yet, but Phil had an unrecorded segment on the stream yesterday. He got view-botted again, and he blames trolls, and then he begged. I've not seen any of this yet. 6.5 minutes long, I'm kind of curious. Let's see what Phil had to say.
Let's save.
Also, big ups to Snort Hogan, his clip. In case you couldn't tell, it was Snort Hogan's clip where he's saying Snortamania at the bottom and all that jazz, yeah. Snort Hogan's clip, big ups to him.
And then we'll do that. Cool. Excellent. All right, cool.
Whoa, Phil's going live already. I guess we'll just leave him on pause right there then. And we'll build up some nice speed up just while we watch his clip.
Okay, so guys, really quick. Number one, I actually have to pee, and we're going to pee before I do the next part. But something that I want to say. So it's obvious that there's a...
So before, so I'm going 1.25. Even for this clip, even for this highlight, I'm going 1.25. Because normal speed fill is still goddamn annoying.
troll element. Last couple of days, that's probably not going to go away. These trolls are just going to stick with it and keep being stupid. So just to clarify, no, obviously, we don't legitimately have the amount of viewers that it says we have on the stream. The trolls are purchasing view bots, apparently.
So where's the evidence for us, Phil? Because we all think it's OIC. Because he has prior for this, he's done this shit before, he's admitted to it, you know, so... Yeah, there is no evidence whatsoever, and I've seen that the trolls are fucking purchasing fucking view bots. What is there to gain for the trolls and detractors purchasing view bots? Because, like, you know, some fucking deadheads are trying to argue, oh, detractors are fucking purchasing view bots so they've got content to make about Phil so they can make money from videos made about Phil. Nobody really gives a fucking shit about fucking Phil view. I mean, like who's gonna fucking make massive amounts of videos about Phil getting view botted? Like, you know, what's the end game there? 1, spend money on view bots. 2, wait for Phil to talk about it. 3, make a random video saying, hey, look, Phil got a bunch of view bots. It doesn't make much sense to me. So yeah, I've not seen any detractors or trolls admit to doing this. Phil was just assuming it's some sort of detractor up because what's the alternative? He's going to try and insinuate some fan of his is trying to fucking help out streams. Why is it more likely for a fan to be doing this or DSP rather than a detractor or troll? Well, how about this? The more views your stream looks like it's got, the more attention it'll get when you're looking and searching for gaming live streams. If you're searching for a popular gaming live stream to fucking check out randomly when you're scrolling through all the fucking live streams or games right now, and you see somebody that's got fucking 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 views, naturally you're going to think to yourself, I might want to check that out and wonder why it's so popular. It is far more likely for one of Phil's fans to view bottom than a detractor or troll. But yeah, sure, Phil, whatever, just fucking try and blame the trolls because no reason. No basis to it whatsoever, just no substance for your fucking claims whatsoever. But sure, blame detractors and trolls.
And trying to throw them at my stream. They stupidly think it's going to negatively affect the stream. It's not. Number one, view bots don't actually count for views on a stream. And number two, they don't count for ad revenue on a stream. I looked into it last night and it didn't, like, they tried to do this last night on my Heavy Rain stream. It doesn't affect the stream at all. Basically, it inflates view count, but that's it. It doesn't do other stuff. So their thing is, oh, let's give Phil all these views that, you know, it's going to make him look like, you know, bigger than he is, and that'll get him in trouble. It's not going to get me in trouble because, first of all, I'm not doing it, and it doesn't affect the streams in the way that they think it does. They're literally so stupid. They're actually spending their money to buy view bots, and it doesn't do anything negative to my stream at all. I'm not involved in it. I do not like that. I don't want that on my stream. I actually condemn it. I never, in my entire run, 16 years on YouTube, have cared about things like subs and views. I don't boost those.
Fuck off. You've never cared about subs and views. There is a fucking famous rant of yours saying views, views, views. I don't want to be Mr. Views. Stop, don't you even fucking dare and pretend that you've never cared about views and engagement and subs and all that shit. You're gonna have some sort of fucking birthday celebration 200,000 sub goal. And then what happened? You didn't fucking make 200,000 subs by your birthday and you were sad.
Okay, so FYI, it's nonsense. Ignore it. The number literally means nothing. The views don't count for the stream. It's not like the stream will have overinflated views. The video won't have overinflated views after the fact, and it doesn't give you any kind of extra revenue or anything, so nothing can be done against my channel negatively. It's literally them wasting time because they're complete morons, and they have no idea what they're actually doing. Some idiot is actually paying, probably, I would think, for view bots that don't actually affect anything. They're that stupid, okay? So that's number one. Number two, yes, the trolls are continuously still purchasing the discounted memberships en masse. They think somehow this is going to...
Phil, you said you get no money for that, so does that mean that the trolls aren't wasting money? See, for Phil's argument to make sense that he gets no money from the fucking troll memberships, that would mean that it doesn't cost any money whatsoever for trolls to buy the member bums in the first place. Otherwise, where does that money go, Phil?
Destroy my channel. It hasn't, and it's not going to. But if you continue to support this channel via the ways you already have, like super chats, legit memberships, legit gifted memberships, and tips, then we will just continue on. Business as usual, okay? So don't worry about inflated views. It's not real. I'm not doing it. I condemn it. I want nothing to do with it. All right, it's not affecting the channel. It's not giving me fake views. It doesn't count. No extra revenue. None of that exists. This is bullshit. They're just morons. Okay, and just please enjoy the streams as usual and continue to support as you've been, and we're gonna be fine. Okay. All right, I gotta pee. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue. Okay. One other thing, because someone did say this, I have a shout out to do as well. But someone said, well, I thought that the insanely discounted memberships really were hurting you. You said that they were. They are. The thing is, if you guys, for getting those gifted memberships, acknowledge that, wait, I got a gifted membership and I know it's fake. Phil's not getting anything from that membership. If you support the stream in another way, then we'll come back from it. So let's say, for example, you got one of these gifted memberships that's a fake one. It's not from a legit person, but it's from some asshole troll just dropping 50 memberships for like $1 or whatever it is, right? Come to the stream, watch it, maybe do a super chat, or a tip or something like that. Just a few bucks makes up for it, okay? And I would appreciate that if you could do that, because I do need that help. I mean, I have in the last month and a half lost a lot of income, but it's slowly going to build up and come back. You know what I'm saying? It will. It'll slowly come back as people, especially now when newer games are going to start coming out as well. You're going to have more people coming and engaging. Right now, I've been playing the same games for a very long time, and it's super RPG overload, and I know that. But things will get better over time. I just need to build it back up again, So yes, if you got one of these fake gifted memberships, please support the stream in another way if you can. I would really appreciate that. And just ignore the nonsense of these trolls trying to mess with the streams with any kind of view botting or whatever it is. I'm not doing it. It doesn't negatively affect the stream in any way. Just ignore it, and let's just move on as usual. Okay? Okay. Now, in the meantime, I received a $40 tip from someone who just says, keep on keeping on. Thank you so very much. It's an anonymous $40 tip.
So there's a tip that guarantees Phil gets to fucking wear a hat and not quit Baldur's Gate 3 because of lack of money. It's amazing this is the one game he has which guarantees a hat for a stream. And when Phil finishes this game, he might regret finishing it as soon as he did.
So thank you very much to the anonymous tipper. That is very generous of you. In fact, that is our biggest contribution of the day so far. So thank you very much for that. And that means we qualify for a hat, which means it's time for a hat poll. Cool. No, I told you, it doesn't affect the stream. I know, because last night after the heavy rain stream, they heavily view-botted that stream, and I checked the stats after the fact. Literally none of those views count towards the stream, nor does it count for ad revenue at all. It's just fake views, essentially. It makes it look like you have more viewers than you have, but it's not real. It's like a ruse. I don't know how they do it, but it's bullshit. So you don't have to worry about it. Some idiot is actually spending their money just blowing it for nothing. It doesn't affect anything. It's a complete waste of their time. They're just morons. Okay, let's do a poll for a hat. I got the drip. Go. I got the drip.
Oh yeah, that was Phil last night. That's the first time I've seen that, and yeah, fuck's me, man. That's just... I don't understand why a troll detractor would view-bot him. Unless there's something like they have in mind specifically to try and intentionally screw with Phil somehow. It doesn't... There is no victory for detractors and trolls for Phil getting view-botted. It only benefits him because it makes his streams look more appealing to a random casual viewer trying to find something to watch, because, oh look, this stream has a lot of viewers, let me check it out. And so it benefits Phil more than anything else. So I don't understand why. Who knows? But yeah, apparently it's our fault. Somehow, some way. Yeah. But there you fucking go. But that's Phil just fucking covering his bases and says it's nothing to do with me. To be fair here, and let's just be fair here. If somebody is getting view-botted and it is outside of their control, what are they meant to do about it? Like, let's just hypothetically, if this stream got view-botted, what could I do about it? Like, what power do I have to stop the bots from, do I just like hit stop streaming and start again and hope they go away? I don't know. It's not something I'm too sure about myself. I'm not too caught up in it. I don't know how I would have to do anything about it. Yeah, I could report it essentially. Yeah, I'll say, if that happened to me, I'll certainly report it and say, hey, some fucking thing happened. But yeah, I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't know what to do about it in that situation. So yeah, it's one of those things where if it's on the streamer, then yeah, definitely it's up to the streamer to try and let YouTube know, hey, I was streaming, this happened to me last night, I got no idea what's going on, please look into it. That's probably the best you can do. Anyway, someone give me a random number. Someone give me a random number for bingo. We're doing bingo now, bingo time, mid-time bingo. So first number I see in the chat, Dead Dog was first. Change your fucking name back to D-Dog. Dead Dog sounds so weird. I know, just because fucking someone butchered a bastard name. But yeah, a good old D-Dog, Dead Dog, whatever, said 67, so we're going to have we're going to go with 67 since that was the first number in chat that I saw. So we'll just randomise the bingo background as well, and then we'll type in the number 67. I'm sticking to the centre square being the funny thing is, just to see if we still maintain that. If I hit it today as well, it'll be added to the main board, essentially about that way. But here we go, randomise a bingo board, and this is a bingo board we have for today's show. So, we need Phil to say no exaggeration, people saying, example, support, and on demand. The second row is Phil saying behind the scenes, him making a weird noise, him going, oh, his voice cracking, and him saying, you know what I mean. The third row is Phil saying unique, him messing with his phone, him saying the funny thing is, him saying nonsense and fuck. The fourth row is Phil being all clown mode, him saying variety, him touching his ear, him saying tired, and him saying new games. And the fifth and final row is Phil giving a years ago story, him saying interactive, him burping, him doing a Y or a T pose, and finally, him saying or doing Q&A. So that's the bingo board we have for today's stream. Let's make sure we're at 1.25 speed, straight off the bat. There we go. And yeah, we're almost ready to rock and roll very quickly, guys. The aim of the game, as you guys may know, is for us to try and get a full 25 out of 25 on the bingo board you see before you. If we manage to do that, one of you guys can potentially win a prize at the end of the month. Every time we win a bingo throughout the month of March, the prize fund goes up by another $25. So right now it's at $25. If we win today, it'll go to 50, and you know, at the end of the month, whatever that tally will be at. So we want to win as many bingos as possible. So by month's end, somebody come in, you know, the total grand prize of whatever it gets to. So there we go. And yeah, there's a variety of ways for us to get free spaces on the bingo card you see before you. For example, if Phil snorts 25 times or burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that will give us all a free space. And what else? Sorry, I just noticed that Phil has over 1,000 viewers. It looks like the view bots are back. Some damn dirty detractor troll seems to be view botting again. Fuck me, man. I don't know. I guess it's up to Phil to report his stream. I just know the numbers going quite high there, and I thought, oh well, I might as well fucking point that out. So there we go. But yeah, so yeah, free spaces if Phil burps 10 times or snorts 25 times. Also, if we get 100 likes on this bingo stream before I finish playing bingo, not only is that a free space as well, but you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation made by the supremely talented Pixar Animations that he made for us all to celebrate 100 likes. And remember guys, if you want to win my chance of winning whatever the prize pool is at the end of the month, you've got to make sure you've left a comment on the community post, which is linked in the description of this live stream. It's a brand new community post, made it at the start of the month. If you've not had a comment yet, add it now. Although, if you don't add it now, you have time until the end of the month to add your comment before the prize. You get what I'm saying. The sooner you add your fucking name, the better, in case you might forget. So there, don't fucking leave it too late. I think with all that being said, I'm just going to press the random Scottish soundboard button to see what sends us into battle today.
This is the fucking Shawshank Redemption, right? But with more tunneling through shit and no fucking redemption.
And on that note, let's get on bingo. Good luck, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to days of full-time streaming for the rest of this streaming week. Today, we jump back into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as we hit the next story thread of the game, which would be pretty exciting. And most people are probably way ahead of me now in the game, so there's no potential for spoilers on today's stream. We've also got Tekken coming back, a little bit of game news, a chill podcast, a good balance of stuff today. And of course, I'll talk about everything that went down yesterday as well. All this and more on today's Level 1 podcast.
And naturally, we're going to just mute Phil's stream just to get his shitey little intro out of the way. Nothing ticked off the board yet, but you know, we just started, so fingers crossed. Give it a go.
Good morning and welcome to the show. It is Tuesday, the 5th of March, 2024. I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you here to the show. I hope that everyone so far is having a nice, relaxing week without stress. If you're stressed out, well, hopefully hanging out here with me today will put a little bit of a dampening on your stress levels. And I'm in a good mood today, feeling positive, decent weather outside today. Everything going good. In fact, overnight, we had snow here in Washington State. It's March, and we're just getting snow. Like, we actually hadn't had any real snow this entire winter season, and we got some overnight. Not anything that stuck. Like, basically, you could see it on the lawn and on the trees, but it didn't really stick to the pavement or anything like that. But it was actually nice to just see it. Like, wow. So at least we got a taste of winter this year. A lot of the times we don't. And then sometimes it's crazy and we'll get a decent amount of snow, but it's very rare out here in Washington State where I live. So it was actually a very nice thing to see. So anyway, welcome everyone to a full day of streaming. Yesterday was only a half day for me. And the reason being was, number one, we returned to Baldur's Gate 3, which was really good. Those who love Baldur's Gate turned up in droves and had a really good time, and I'm glad because, you know, having that good time together is an awesome experience with the engagement that we get, people excited and, you know, helping me out with the game and to understand.
Phil, you were given $90 from 2 people. What, 2 people made up over half of your contributions. That doesn't sound like a very massively, incredibly well turned out stream or whatever. You pretty much had the same amount of viewers as usual, barring the fucking view button, and you had a couple of people wail out on you to guarantee you wouldn't wage quit the game, and that was it. So there was nothing different or strange about it. It was the same old Wales Baldur's Gate 3 has to ensure you don't wage quit the thing and abandon it.
And, you know, that I didn't run into something bad. I could have. If I didn't know that this supposed quest line called the Iron Throne was as annoying and difficult as it is, I probably would have rushed into it unprepared. So I'm glad that I'm holding off on doing it until a little bit later and doing the other content, which makes sense, I guess. But I did not do a late stream, and the reason being, March is usually the month where I have to take time off from streaming to do a lot of personal stuff, namely, you know, things like preparing my taxes and things like that. And it's a ton of work. You know, last night, to give you some perspective, I actually came into the office a little early. Usually for my late stream, I come in here around 6:30 p.m., spend some time with my wife after dinner, but I wanted to get as much done as humanly possible last night, so I was in here from 6 until about 10:30. And
I like this as evidence. So Phil usually turns up to his streams 15 minutes before he's due to go live. So yeah, that his usual start time. So remember how he tries to pretend he's in there a whole hour before he's due to start streaming, so he can prepare everything and all that jazz? That's clearly bullshit. 15 minutes at the most is when he turns up in right before the stream, just to try and, you know, even then you're fucking lucky if he turns up on time.
And I'm not done yet. Like, basically, there's so much to do, so many things to... I have this spreadsheet that I use every year that plugs in all of my data when it comes to everything regarding the business, and there is just data everywhere that I have to pull, and it takes a lot of time, and it's
So, Phil, how does that make sense? Your business essentially fucking, is in the same sort of areas. You've got your PlayStation expenses, you've got your Xbox expenses, you've got your, PayPal expenses. I mean, Phil, it doesn't make much sense to me why it's all over the place. You get your game from the same... You buy your games digitally. So, you get your data all in one place there for the Xbox, your data for the PlayStation, you know, for the Wii as well, the Wii U, whatever, you got that shit as well. So, Phil, to me it doesn't make sense why this is a chore for you to try and chase all these expenses when they seem to be located pretty much in one spot. It's the same kind of source. Make it make sense, Phil.
On basically where I'm pulling the data as well. So some years where things go smoothly and other years where it just doesn't work. Namely, this year, I go to pull data from this place I've pulled every single year, and they change the whole thing. It's just a whole different interface. The reports that I'm trying to pull don't work right, and I'm like, what is this? So now, can I even do this? It's just a pain in the butt. All right, let me put it this way. When you own your own business, it's a dual-sided thing. It's very awesome, but also it's very annoying and stressful. The awesome part is that you're your own boss, you make your own schedule, you do your own thing, and essentially you don't have to bend over to when people are yelling at you for not doing performance or whatever it may be. It's awesome to operate your own business. I've done that since 2011, and here we are in 2024, and I'm still very much enjoying doing that and being successful at it. At the same time...
Did Phil say behind the scenes, like, 2 minutes ago? I feel like he might have said it and I just missed it. But but we're fucking miles past where I think he said it, so I don't want to fucking go back too far. I feel like he said, when he was starting to talk about what he did last night, I feel like Phil might have said behind the scenes, but I missed it by miles, I think. I don't know, we'll wait for him to say it again unless someone can confirm.
Here we are in 2024, and I'm still very much enjoying doing that and being successful at it. At the same time, there's all these added stresses that you have to do, and when it comes to stuff like this, this is just a tremendous amount of work. You gotta be ultra careful with all of your calculations and everything. So anyway, that being said, I got a lot done, but I didn't finish. I'm close to finished, but not yet. And when it hit around almost 10:30 in this office last night, I was like, all right, I'm not gonna finish it tonight. I gotta get out of here. I don't want to be in here all night and spend no relaxing time with my wife. So basically, I called it quits, and I will definitely need to have a couple more days later this month off from streaming. I don't mean days, I mean like a session, like a night session, because number one, I have to finish with that, and that's probably going to take another night. But also, private React videos for my patrons. So far, I owe 2, and I'm actually waiting to hear back from that particular patron on what they want me to react to. But also, I know that apparently later this month, I've been told someone's going to pledge to get 3. So at some point...
Hold on. 3 separate videos. Someone has promised Phil $150. Because remember, this is $50 per video. He charges his audience $50 per private Patreon video, and someone is willing to give him $150 for 3 of them. And yeah, it's probably you know who. It's probably fucking Slayer with some more K-pop. Hey Phil, they actually sent this K-pop thing which you can't upload to YouTube because it'll block you. So yeah, there we go. Jesus Christ, man. Slayer's a special kind of individual, isn't he? It's a special kind of fucking person.
I'm going to have to take a night off to film like 5 private React videos. There's no way I can wedge those in between streams because that's a ton of work. So when that happens, I'll let you all know. Likely what's going to end up happening is maybe every Monday night. That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe every Monday night, I'll just take off that Monday night stream in order to work on this stuff. And hopefully in like 3 weeks time, it'll be done. Okay? So notably in regards to all of this, you know, recently, especially these last couple of months, I've been very, very busy. Not only am I doing my normal streaming schedule of gameplay content here on DSP Gaming, but also, as you guys know, I've been working on the Throwback channel, and that entails watching back videos every single day to basically review them and then name them properly before they go live and go into a proper playlist. But also now I'm doing the Retro React streams, right? And now I have to go to not 1, not 2, but 3 different channels every day, reviewing and approving comments, making sure that everything's working. And as I told you recently, I've been having technical issues too with YouTube. Luckily, none yesterday. When I uploaded all the videos yesterday, everything processed fine, no issues there. So maybe YouTube fixed their processing issue that we had talked about yesterday. But basically, I'm pulled in a bunch of directions, and I don't really have any free time because it's funny. You know, people have been recommending very useful things recently, like why don't you use some of the built-in audio filtering that's part of OBS, and you can maybe make your microphone sound a little better, you know, get rid of maybe some of the atmospheric noise. And I'm like, I would love to do that, but I don't have the time. Right now, you know, any free time I have is going towards this stuff, you know, I don't...
This is fucking ridiculous, this fucking excuse. This fucking excuse is dumb as all hell. You know, this is such a dumb fucking excuse. Nah, I'm not tolerating this. I'm not tolerating this fucking excuse. Let's just go YouTube. YouTube, okay? Random YouTube, okay? What can we find on YouTube? Let's search OBS microphone settings. Setup. How about that? Let's see, what's the first video we'll find? Sound like a pro. Add microphone in. Pro mic settings, audio settings, all these tutorials. All these things available in a click of a fucking button. Here's one that's only 2 minutes long, Phil.
This video will...
Let's see, what's this video going to cover here? It's a 2-minute long video. It tells you how to set up your microphone and all that jazz, okay? And then it tells you what to do in OBS. And look at this shit, it's like you go to output setting, you fucking, you go change these settings, you change these settings, and you're making sure your microphone's picked and all that shit. And what about the filters and all that shit? And so, oh, you can go to all these different filters as well and change things and as well. It seems like a very basic video to be fair. But you get what I'm saying though? All these different videos, all these different tutorials, and there's like, is there, you know. It's like you just search on YouTube and you can pick one of the fucking multiple ones that are there, and it takes you like 5-10 minutes, and you just skip to the part you need to get to. Phil already has his microphone set up in OBS. His microphone is recognised by OBS. All you have to do is go to the bit for filter specifically on OBS. That's such a terrible excuse from Phil saying I don't have a fucking Phil. You give yourself 2 hours of fucking time to watch like Tekken fighting videos to try and fucking learn the next cheese move, the ultimate cheese move for you to try and fucking get to a red rank so you can get to fucking purple. You're the master of your own schedule. You create your schedule, you create what you do in a week, in a day. You are in charge of that, and if you cannot make 5 minutes or 10 minutes to improve your microphone settings on OBS for the benefit of your audience, then you have failed your audience.
I don't really have time to sit down and be like, oh, I have nothing to do tonight after my stream, so allow me to sit here for 2 extra hours and mess with these filters and test. You know, I just don't. I would like to. I absolutely would like to continuously keep improving this year. All of your feedback already has been a tremendous help. For example, the audio levels of my content is much better now. It's much louder than it used to be, almost like double the volume of what it used to be, and people are very happy about that because I used to be very, very low. Right? And now you can actually hear the videos. It's not like you have to turn your speakers all the way up when you're listening to my content, and then someone else's content comes on and it's loud as hell and you have to turn it back down. It's not like that anymore, so that's a good thing. So I want to keep improving, but I apologize. I can't really work at the pace that a lot of people would like. Sure, right now I'd immediately like to get these improvements and other improvements right now, and you know, it's tough. I'm being pulled in all these different directions, all this stuff I have to do right now. Just to give you another piece of perspective, can you imagine right now if
he's going to mention a documentary again, isn't he? The Mike Klum documentary almost was.
all this is going on and I'm so busy with everything, can you imagine if I had gone through with the documentary?
Yeah, Phil, you told us this before. I mean, Phil, we're tired of it. You are so goddamn predictable. We fucking know. You didn't do it. Big fucking deal. Move the fuck on.
That I was talking about doing a couple months ago, I was supposed to start filming like right about now. So can you imagine me being in the middle of all these games that I'm already backlogged on, right? Working on these projects, the throwback channel, and now telling you guys, oh, by the way, now I can't stream. This week, you know, it's going to be a half week, entire days away and stuff like that. You know, so, I mean, I think, quite honestly, I dodged a big bullet there. And what I mean by that is not to say that working with a documentary with Mike Klum is a bullet, but I don't think that, honestly, with the situation I'm in my life, right, that I would have been able to handle that at all. It would have been overload. And again, as I've already reiterated previously, imagine if I was trying to do that. Now, the thing is, this is very important. You know, a documentary about me would have had to be done well. And basically, imagine if I'm just like at my wit's end, stressed out, overworked, and now it's going to end up not being that good, right? Because, you know, it's just...
Phil, you have never been overworked in your entire miserable fucking life. You have no concept of what it's like to be fucking overworked.
It's as much Mike Klum working on a documentary as it is me. You know, I would be a major part of the input of this thing. Now, how am I going to be creative? How am I going to be entertaining? How am I going to be going around different filming locations and doing all this kind of stuff when I'm already exhausted to my wit's end, right? I just don't think it would have worked, being honest, especially my lifestyle with how much that I work and everything. Imagine if, like, these weeks are like, by the way, guys, 3 days this week I can't stream at all. The other 3 days, it's half days. Just because I'm, you know, filming all over the place. Oh, by the way, I also have to work on my taxes this month. Oh, by the way, we're in the midst of 300-hour games that I'm never going to finish, and there's more coming that I have to skip all of them now because I'm working on a documentary, right? See?
I'll just say new games there, sorry.
All over the place. Oh, by the way, I also have to work on my taxes this month. Oh, by the way, we're in the midst of 300-hour games that I'm never going to finish, and there's more coming that I have to skip all of them now because I'm working on a documentary.
They didn't say new games, what a dick.
Right? See, I think the difference here is, when you look at someone who can work on a documentary, I'm going to be honest, it's probably someone who just has a lot of time, that they're not particularly doing something too important with their time, that they have time to do that shit.
That sounds, I mean, I don't think Phil intentionally meant to make that sound like a dig at someone, you know. He's not, it feels like he's not trying to mock Mike Klum and his lack of a lifestyle, but that's how it coming across. It is coming across as a dig at Mike Klum. Klum, whatever. Yeah. It does sound like a shot. Like he's gonna try and say, oh, I'm not having a go, I'm not having a shot. I like the guy. He's gonna try and insinuate and you know, stress that he wasn't trying to fucking be rude. But that comes across as quite condescending, and you're saying that Mike has no life, Phil. So I want to hear that one more time, but it does sound kind of like you're having a go at Mike though.
See, I think the difference here is, when you look at someone who can work on a documentary, I'm going to be honest, it's probably someone who just has a lot of time, that they're not particularly doing something too important with their time, that they have time to do that shit. I don't, right? Like, I'm just constant. Everywhere I go is work.
Oh, I see. So some people are saying he's like, you know, it's not Mike he's having a go at, it's whoever the subject of a documentary is. And of course, Mike Klum has moved on and looks like he's going to do something with Boogie now. So it could be, you know, Phil having a go at Boogie instead. That's what it might be, rather than Phil having to go at Mike Klum for fucking making a documentary. It's more like he's having to go at the person that would have all his free time in their busy lives to fucking be the topic of the documentary. Also, yeah, EDP is apparently involved, which is a fucking, I'm not fucking going near that fucking shit show of fucking drama-filled fucking cesspit.
Work, got stuff going on here, busy with my personal life. You know, I got shit going on. Yeah, I don't have time to just drop everything and just be filming. So, honestly, I do think that I dodged a bullet there. And on top of that, people are saying, I guess, that Mike Klum is now working on a documentary with this guy EDP. Now, here's the thing. I know absolutely nothing about this guy. I've never followed him. I never watched his content. All I know is that he's infamously known on the internet that apparently he was caught out trying to meet with underage girls. I think that's what it is, right?
So, why don't you ask Derek what he thinks about that? Yeah, please, Phil, ask Derek what he thinks about somebody trying to fucking do that kind of thing. I want Derek's opinion on what he thinks of EDP.
could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I think that that's the
Well, if you weren't confident what you were fucking saying, then why the fuck would you go ahead and say it? Don't quote me on that, I might be fucking wrong. But Jesus Christ, Phil. Holy fuck. If you're not sure what someone's been accused of, you better be careful about saying what it is. You know, like, that's... Jesus.
case that, like, he was a YouTuber who was popular, and then at some point he got framed, essentially. Like, people were catfishing him so that he would show up to meet underage girls, and then come to find out it was just a frame job. Like, they totally set him up to expose him on the internet for who he really was. But apparently some people say, well, why did he not go to jail? And apparently it's because the way that he was set up, it's not admissible as evidence in court, right?
Well, if you're not sure about what you're saying, I can't believe he's fucking going this deep into it. For a topic he's apparently not aware of, he's really talking a lot about it. And the language that Phil was using here makes it sound like he feels very sorry for EDP for being framed. Like, poor EDP thought he was meeting a child, and it turned out it wasn't a child. Or poor EDP, fuck off, don't, Phil, you know. Nah, Phil, no. EDP knew what he was doing. See, I'm not too clued up either, but I know, like, the basic fucking limits of it, you know what I mean? Like, he was trying to do something creepy and he got caught the fuck out. Yeah, and that shit's no on.
Like technically, because they set him up like that, no crime was ever committed, so he never was held accountable for that behavior. But apparently he got totally canceled on the internet. He fell apart. He went from being a YouTuber who had a prominent channel and everything to basically, like, you know, done. And hey, again, that's all I know from what I've heard, word of mouth. I've never watched a documentary. I haven't done research for myself. That's all I know, okay? And can I be honest here? Because I will be honest with all of you, because people have been asking me about this for the past couple of days.
Uh-oh, Derek might get offended here.
Okay? First documentary Mike Clum does is on Boogie. The entire documentary.
Phil, I thought you were going to fucking have an opinion about the fucking subject kind of matter there. But instead you're back to the fucking documentary. God damn, okay, Phil. Go on, I'll let him cook. What's he going to say?
Be honest here, because I will be honest with all of you, because people have been asking me about this for the past couple of days. Okay? First documentary Mike Clum does is on Boogie. The entire documentary is about Boogie basically being a miserable human being. The sad, dark life of Boogie. Right? Well, who made Boogie's life sad and dark? Right? Was it a group of people who just decided to, you know, ruin his life? No, his life is sad and dark because he is sad and dark.
Phil, projectionism much? Like, you blame detractors for your life and all the fucking ailments and misery your fucking life has in it, whereas you, oh my god, God, give me fucking strength.
And when you watch that documentary, you see the things in it that, you know, he could improve, he could change for the better, and he just doesn't. He keeps engaging with trolls on social media. He keeps doing the awful life behaviors. He's a miserable wretch because of his own decisions and actions that don't change, correct? And I think what's supposed to happen is, you watch it, you feel sorry for him, and it was supposed to turn his life around. Has it turned his life around? No, not at all. He's on a lol cow podcast. He freaking keeps doing this kind of almost degenerative content on the internet. He's not going to change. It's pretty obvious at this point, correct? So then,
anybody care what this guy thinks?
No! You know, Mike Clum comes to me and says, I want to do a different kind of documentary with you. It would not be like Boogie's documentary. It would be very different, you know, covering your life and all the things that you've been through and basically your history as a content creator on the internet, the ups and downs. And yes, it's going to feature people who don't like you talking about you, right? But at the same time, you'll be able to clap back essentially and give your side of the story of everything.
Remember when not one single fucking DSP fan wanted anything to do with this fucking documentary? Like, Mike asked him, you know what I mean? Like, he tried asking Derek. He tried asking, like, fucking Kevin Styles as well. I think he tried asking anyone on the internet, do you want to say something nice about DSP? And they all fucked the fuck off and said no. Like, Phil couldn't rustle up any fucking audience and supporters to try and defend him on the internet.
Thing going on, and we'll be able to accurately recount what's happened to you and your business and your channels over the years and why so many people who literally don't know an actual fact about you don't like you, right? And I like that. I absolutely like that idea, right? And that was essentially what we were going for. It was supposed to be a fair level documentary that's going to cover the good and the bad, but basically if you watched this, it wasn't a pity party documentary, it was going to be more of an honest, and there's going to be some comedy in it, and there was going to be other things in it. You know, it was meant to be an entertaining piece. You know, when you're making a documentary that's like 90 minutes long, you want people to be enjoying every second of it, not on board in this part or whatever, right?
Documentaries don't need to be like comedy film. Like, what we're going to fucking do, make some sort of scat joke in between a serious segment or some pish. You want to give fucking Mike Clum a spoon? You know, no, Phil, fuck off. Documentaries don't need comedy. It depends on what you're fucking documenting, you know what I mean? But yeah, they don't require comedy, Phil. If it's an interesting thing to watch, don't need comedy.
So there was going to be all that stuff, right? But of course, you guys were very apprehensive about it, saying, you know, I don't know if this makes sense to do, because the only documentary that Mike Clum's done up to now is this Boogie documentary that doesn't sound like that, right? It's like basically he turned to Boogie. Well, he didn't turn Boogie. Like, this was their idea, you know? Basically, what he wanted to do was make Boogie look pathetic so that people would feel bad for him. And I said, that's not what I want at all. That's not what I want out of my documentary. I'm not sad. My life's not dark. I actually have a really good life, you know, in regards to my work and my personal life. Just because a million people on the internet talk shit about me daily doesn't mean that I'm not actually in a positive place in my life. That's great. It's the opposite situation of Boogie, right? So basically, the way I see it, it would have been very different, okay? That's essentially what was discussed. That's what we're going to work on, a different kind of documentary. But now you're going to tell me the next documentary Mike Clum's going to do is this guy EDP, a guy who literally went from YouTube popularity to being exposed supposedly, and I gotta say that because I don't know if there's concrete evidence or not. I can only tell you from what I've seen and heard hearsay on the internet. Supposedly, he was exposed for pedophilia, or at least accusations of pedophilia, was canceled, and literally no one wants anything to do with this guy anymore, right? So I guess the question is, what's the story, right? And maybe that is the story, is to find out the true story of what happened, but from what everyone says, it's like a slam dunk case. Like, it's not like you can dispute it and say, oh, it was fake. Like, it happened. He was exposed for it, and that's why he got canceled, and that's why he's not prominent anymore, you know? So the thing is, I didn't even know anything about it until you guys told me a couple days ago. You're like, are you aware that Mike Clum's working with EDP? And I'm like, no. And then, of course, it starts showing up in my feed. Boogie has met with EDP, and they're sitting down to eat a meal, and the meal is like a bunch of Big Macs and powdered donuts. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the fuck? All right? Like, no, really, what the fuck? Two guys who are grossly obese sitting down to eat Big Macs and donuts together. Does that...
Phil. Have you seen a before and after of your wife, by any chance? You know, the fucking videos of her when she was like first on your streams, you know, when she first turned up to the snort fort and you showed her off on camera and you thought she was always going to fucking be on camera for you before, you know, and then people said, oh, look at that fucking weird looking horse. And she fucking ran the fuck off in Halloween and Tevin got blamed. Have you seen the, you know, so that cat compared to current day cats that he fucking, you know, wheeled onto fucking stream and fucking made it widescreen so it could fucking fit in the frame? Well, you have no right to mock and ridicule anyone's size when your wife, like, fucking looked like she consumed the old cat twice over.
Does that make any sense? Logically, morally, does that make any fucking sense? To have two guys sitting down doing that? No. They're killing themselves, right? It's awful. Why would they be doing that? And then I guess they released a bunch of other, like, production stills of, like, EDP posing in front of a camera dramatically for what's going to be a documentary. And, you know, to be honest here, I think that's about it for me. Well, you're going to tell me that there's going to be a guy who essentially has been exposed for pedophilia on the internet, canceled because of it. What's the story to tell there? Exactly. Maybe, unless there is some secret story that no one knows about, that actually this whole thing was a screw job and none of it was true, right? At all. Then I guess that's the documentary, right? I guess that's the story. But unless that's the story, I don't think there's anything to tell there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people already on the internet are very upset with Mike Clum basically saying, why are you giving this guy a venue to be heard when basically we were done with him years ago? Like, we don't want him to have a venue. We don't want him to have a way to speak out about anything because he's a scumbag essentially from what was found out about him, right? Again, I don't know, but I'm just speaking from, you know, what I've heard on the internet. So here's the thing. That's what's funny. The Boogie stuff, EDP stuff, that shit has nothing to do with me or my content or my life, right? At all. Couldn't be further different from my situation at all. You know, I have a full-time, very, you know, productive business that's successful. I have people who support me. I have people who love me in my personal life. My life is going good, except for the fact that there's thousands of people on the internet who shit on me on a daily basis for personal gain. Outside of that, everything's going good, right? I don't have a horrible story to tell about my sad, miserable life, about being accused of horrible things like pedophilia. Nothing like that, okay? So I couldn't be...
I mean, there were rumors about Liana's age when you first started talking to her. It was never proven, but there was always whispers and there was always conspiracy theories. Like, when Phil showed her off on camera for the first time, Liana was 18 and a half years of age, I believe. She was legal by like 6 months when Phil first showed her on camera. It's unknown when they started communicating though, so there is potential for grooming there, but we don't know for sure.
Further from guys like that. So then why would I be making a documentary with someone who makes those kind of documentaries?
Oh, but by the way, Phil has 11,389 viewers right now. So that's his current numbers on his podcast as of right now, 11,389. So, yeah. Oh, it's got up to 11,808. My bad, if I can go as the latest update for you.
Right? And that's kind of the take I have on it. Like, okay, maybe the Boogie one was the first one, but you're going in a different direction. But now the next one is with a guy like EDP. It's like, what? Like, wait, what? I don't know, man. You know, so at the very point here, I'm very happy that I have not gotten wrapped up in all of this shit. You know, in the last year, they tried to get me to go on a stupid lolcow podcast. Thank God I made the completely 100% correct decision to not be involved with that kind of crap. And I'm, you know, doing my own thing. I was interested in doing, you know, this documentary if it was going to be what I was told it was going to be. But now when you're telling me the first two projects that Mike Clum is doing is literally two guys considered ginormous lolcows, not even, I wouldn't even say EDP is a lolcow. EDP is just like, you know, people think of him as a heinous person, right?
And they don't think of you as a heinous person?
So, do I want to be on the string of documentaries about people like that? No.
Oh, I guess that rules out Phil ever working with Mike Clum again.
No, I don't. And I think now I really looking at the situation, not only would it not have made sense for me to do the documentary because I don't know how I would have done it with my busy work schedule and lifestyle, it would have completely overworked me and kind of destroyed me, honestly, I think. Right?
Oh, that was a voice crack right there if I've ever heard one. That's got to be a voice crack.
And lifestyle, it would have completely overworked me and kind of destroyed me, honestly, I think.
Yeah, I'm counting that as a goddamn voice crack.
Burger.
There we fucking go.
Right? But in addition, now seeing the string of stuff coming out of that documentary, it's like, I think I definitely made the right decision, man. You know, I really do. I think I made the right decision. I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree. Because again, if things did go forward the way that we had discussed, which is what I've been transparent with all of you about, that it was not supposed to be that kind of document.
Oh, Phil has taken time out to post a message on his own stream chat right now. So we're behind Phil by 20 minutes, okay? But he's posted a message saying, attention! Trolls are using malicious tactics such as view-botting to get attention on his channel. Please do not bring it up as that just gives them exactly what they want. Thank you. And of course, Phil's not giving it attention by pinning the message on his own stream chat and making sure it's prominent in his entire chat for all to see. Phil is telling everyone else to ignore the thing, but he's bringing attention to it by having a pinned message about it. He is desperate for his fucking live audience to not mention the viewbots. Once again, I've got to ask, what detractor or troll benefits from this? Well, it is in your best interests as a content creator. You're aware you're being viewbotted. Report your stream. I'm not saying try and get your own stream taken down. I'm saying report your stream to YouTube for saying, look, someone's targeting me. If you don't want it to happen, you tell YouTube about it. You tell them, someone's viewbotting me. I don't want this to happen. Please do something about it. And let YouTube look into it. So there you fucking go. Apparently Phil's doing DSPN right now and he's fucking took time out to fucking type that nonsense message. So there you go. But Phil has the power. If he took the time to message that in his chat, he could have taken like 5 minutes just to fucking quickly tell YouTube, by the way, I'm being viewbotted. Send help, do something. Here, I'm letting you know, do something. But he's choosing to just let it happen, let it roll, essentially. He's just telling his audience to ignore it and they're just going to crack on with the show. 14,753. Jesus Christ, man. Remember though, if Phil suddenly turns off subscriber mode and makes it not 24 hour, he would probably randomly get a whole bunch more members. Like, 10,000 maybe members. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
About a lolcow or a horrible embarrassment or a person with horrible history. It was supposed to be, hey, here's a normal guy running a business, did it his own way, and over the years reacted poorly to the criticism on the internet.
Phil, there's nothing about you what's so goddamn ever that's normal. Why on earth would you think that, You actually think of yourself as a normal guy? Phil, you are one of the most abnormal creatures to exist on this platform. I'm just saying, there's nobody... DSP is incomparable to any other YouTuber. For a variety of reasons, the way they conduct their business, the way they treat their audience, their mannerisms, their fucking... just a look in general. They look like an alien trying to squeeze into some sort of strange hybrid of a human pigskin suit. Like the way he fucking acts, it was like, this is so bizarre. But yeah, partly Phil thinks of himself as a perfectly normal fucking person. I need to rewind that just to fucking hear the full context, but fuck me, man.
If things did go forward the way that we had discussed, which is what I've been transparent with all of you about, that it was not supposed to be that kind of documentary about a lol cow or a horrible embarrassment or a person with horrible history. It was supposed to be, hey, here's a normal guy running a business, did it his own way, and over the years reacted poorly to the criticism on the internet, and then people just learned to hate him for reasons of personal benefit, and here's that story.
Learned to hate him for reasons of personal benefit. Phil thinks that people learn to hate him for their own personal benefit. I was a detractor in 2015. Even before then, maybe, who knows, I can't mind exactly when I started detracting, but put it this way. I spent many years thinking that Phil was a dumb piece of shit, and that was before I even thought about doing content on Phil. So yeah, I was on Twitter most of that time, just basically opinionating about Phil and reacting to his dumb shit he was fucking doing. So yeah, Phil, your argument makes no sense. Phil thinks that he only has detractors so they can make money from him. That's what he's turned us into. He thinks, I mean, I will say that there might be one or two out there. Like, remember the pastor? Pastor Miller? Remember that fucking weird bastard? That fucking creepy gap-tooth fuck? Yeah, he was in it for the money. He was in it for the Benjamins, clearly, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can just tell some people kind of are in it for the wrong reasons, kind of the selfish reasons. I mean, you could argue side-scrollers that their toes into the detractor side of things to try and, milk that for all it was worth as well. And Craig certainly tried. Craig certainly tried his best to monetize the hate. Yeah, he was quite upfront about it, basically. But for the most part, though, detractors are not in this to fucking make bank on Phil. They're in it because they fucking enjoy... they fucking just enjoy shitting on Phil and giving their own takes. And don't say in my case, playing bingo for it.
Right? Now, love him or hate him, go check out his content. If you like it, good for you, right? If you don't, oh well, at least you got to know his full story so you understand the references you hear all the time. Like, that was supposed to be the point, right? So, anyway, I don't know. I'm actually, perhaps, right, did the right thing here, Because it's funny, like, someone like Bill Williams says, Mike Klum is appealing to a certain type of audience and demographic. I don't think that the final product would have reflected what you intended it to be. Maybe you're right. The thing is, in life, you don't know. You don't know, but you don't take chances on, you don't know what's going to happen. But here's the thing. Last year I took a chance on an interview that originally I didn't even...
Oh god, side scrolls again. Side scrolls again. I'm going 1.5. 1.5 speed. Here we go.
want to do. I was supposed to be a guest on a show. And it turns into this interview, and the interview essentially becomes a three-ring circus of detractor drama that then benefits detractors for how many months and ruins everyone's experience here on my content for like many months. And I learned my lesson on that. I really did. Like, if that hadn't happened, likely I might have gone through with this documentary. But after last year, I think I've learned my lesson to stay away from this drama shit. That it doesn't help anyone around here, right? Like I said, maybe there will be one day when I decide that a documentary makes sense, okay? Right? For now, I don't think so. For now, I don't think it makes sense. Number one, I can't fit it in with my life as it is. And number two, I believe it would very much just bring way more drama to this community than anything else. And what's the point of that, right? Who benefits from that? Some people do. Boogie thought he did. Boogie thought he benefited from drama. I think that's the problem. Like someone like Boogie, he literally thinks that all he'll ever get attention for the rest of his life is fabricated drama on the internet. So he just keeps fabricating more so people keep paying attention to him. Him sitting down with EDP to eat a bunch of fucking Big Macs and donuts. It's fucking disgusting, right? It's completely immoral. But oh, look at these two lolcow guys. Let's laugh at them and talk about them today. So he gets attention, right? Like, that's not...
Well, if you genuinely thought that watching a fat person stuff their fucking face was immoral, you wouldn't take cat out to fucking stuff her fucking fat face every single day off you have. Every week you fucking wheel that big beefy bitch out and you fucking watch her stuff her fucking face and get even bigger and bigger at some sushi joint or some fucking, some steakhouse joint or some Thai food fucking joint or some pish. I'm just saying, Phil trying to fucking say it is morally fucking wrong to watch Boogie and like, Phil was complaining about watching two fat people eat a bunch of fucking bad food for you. And then he just watched. Has he not seen the transformation in Cat? Is he blind? Is he oblivious to it? Has love blinded him to a fucking mass of her ass growing fucking 10 times bigger than the fucking, you know, a star being born? What the fuck? Oh my god, Phil. You have no right to criticise others and what they do with their fucking lives. And like them enjoying food. I don't know, like, it's funny. See, the way I see it is, I'm a big fat bastard myself, so I can make fun of Kat for being a big fat beefy bitch. You know, it's one of the fucking perks of being a big fatty bastard yourself, you know what I mean? You get to fucking mock other fatties. But yeah, Phil, I just think it's fucking hypocritical for him to fucking say it's immorally wrong to watch fucking fat people watch eating fucking unhealthy food when he does it weekly. At least once a week. Probably more.
Not me. I'm literally the polar opposite. I want nothing to do with that. I just want people to come by and hang out with me and enjoy games and a fun discussion during a podcast. And I want to branch out over the years. Now I'm doing throwback content because I'm such a long time and prolific creator. I want to eventually get into other topics of discussion as we've talked about this year. I don't want to be a guy that literally the only reason you'll pay attention to me is because I did something embarrassing on the internet today. Okay? So, there you have it. I'm avoiding it. I'm glad I did. Okay? So there you go. And no, so people are being so stupid because again, what is it with these people who think that life is black and white? Because like literally now people in the chat, oh, so that means Mike Klum is a detractor. No, it doesn't, stupid. And just saying that is incredibly stupid that you would even say something like that. What are you talking about? Life is not black and white. I keep telling you this. There's many shades of gray and many compromises and middle of the road things. This is where reality is. It's not either someone absolutely loves you or absolutely hates you. Either they're your biggest fan or your biggest detractor. No. I feel like Mike Klum would have done a neutral take. I do believe that. Like he would have done a neutral take where, you know, you judge for yourself, right? But the fact is that when his history is Boogie and now EDP, these guys that are, you know, totally different from me, but almost similar situation to themselves, what does that mean for what this documentary would have been observed? Because here's the truth. In life, it's not about what's real, it's about how it's perceived. That's actually a really good point. In life, it's not about what's factually true, it's not about what actually happened, it's about the perception of reality. Because it doesn't matter what the truth of the matter is, if everyone believes something else, then that's their reality. And that's the situation with me, is that even though I have nothing to do with Boogie, I have nothing to do with EDP, I have nothing to do with Wings of Redemption, I'm nothing like any of them, people will constantly group me into them anyway because the perception is told to do that by a mob of people on the internet, right? So, that's the truth. Even if I did a documentary, right, that really did cover me in a very fair way and actually showed both sides of the equation and actually fairly covered everything going on, right? Guess what would have happened? People still would have said, wow, look, this is the documentary that exposes Phil and does horrible things. What? They still would have said that. You know, I really believe that. Like, again, I don't think I'm ever going to get a fair shake. I don't think that would ever happen because it seems to me like no matter what, there's always an underlying agenda on the internet of, you know, cancel culture, fuck this guy, he's the guy who we've hated on for over a decade, let's just keep that bandwagon rolling because it always gets us the lulz.
Oh my dog, what's up?
Thank you very much to Cal Denson for a super chat who says, who's ready for Derek and EDP to start production on Rush Hour Predator Edition? Brothers from another mother. Jesus Christ, you son of a bitch. Jesus. Thank you very much, Cal Denson, for a super chat. I did not need that crossover though. That crossover is not the one nobody wants or asks for. But geez, God, yeah. Can you imagine if somebody done to Derek what they did to EDP, like set up some sort of sting and like catch him in a fucking act? And how would Phil even react to that kind of thing? But yeah, honestly, Derek is a creepy little bastard, man. He will end up in jail before too long, probably. He does not deserve to be roaming the streets somewhere he's a risk to children. Derek is a risk to... I will stand on his hill. This is the one thing I am certain of in my life. Derek is a risk to his community and the children within it. I genuinely feel that based on his behaviour, based on and what we know he likes. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not just saying that because he's a fucking Phil fan. I'm saying it because I've seen what he fucking makes playlists of. We see him fucking, and you see what he's like these days, fucking like, getting blocked off from various porn stars harassing him online. Jesus Christ. I'm just glad he doesn't seem to be harassing children much these days. I'm kind of glad he's kind of moved on to legal adults at the very least. But yeah, he needs help. He needs like serious help. Because at one point he's probably going to end up fucking doing something newsworthy.
And gives us content to talk about. I mean, again, I'll go back to the reference to that Turkey Tom documentary from in the fall, right? He does a documentary and a lot of people are saying, it's not that bad, Phil. There's some things in there that you probably disagree with, but it's not that bad. It's mostly a neutral take, right? And I'm considering doing an interview with the guy about it after the fact. And then come to find out, the guy's going on a podcast called the Lolcow Podcast, appearing as a lolcow farmer to milk people on the internet for drama content so he can make money. Like, literally, that's the premise. Then he's saying in videos about me, well, I think I've milked Phil enough. And he said this, that's disgusting, right? That's the mentality of a lot of these people on the fucking internet.
So, when's the last time Turkey Tom mentioned DSP? I'm pretty sure that Turkey Tom moved the fuck on from DSP, and yet DSP cannot move on from Turkey Tom. Even the amount of times that Phil has name-dropped Turkey Tom, and Turkey Tom has just not responded once to it, it must be annoying Phil so much. He's doing his absolute best to get Turkey Tom to bite again and do something. No, Turkey Tom doesn't care. He has moved on and he's focusing on other people and other projects and doing whatever he's like. You know, he's doing whatever works for him. Fair play. Phil is desperate to try and get some rise out of Turkey Tom just so he can say, look, my point's been proven. Turkey Tom hasn't talked about Phil, as far as I'm aware, in months. And yet Phil will mention him a couple of times, you know, a week, it feels like.
How much can I milk out of people for personal benefit? So, no, I don't think that I want to be milked, okay? I don't. I'm done with this nonsensical stuff. I'm just going to do my own content, okay? And, you know, it is what it is. There's going to be ups and downs to that. There's going to be times when I'm playing a prominent game, there's something exciting going on, and people are interested. There's going to be times like literally right now, where it's a million RPGs and people have burnout and they're waiting for new content that's different, right? And that's the case. And it's never going to be, you know, that situation where we're going to always have prominence or attention. But as long as I have a positive viewer base who come and support me no matter what I do, I'm good. And I have that. I do have that. So I'm happy and grateful for that. Maybe that's why I'm different from all the others who they have to make drama in order to get any kind of attention or popularity. I don't have to do that. I can still be successful without that nonsense. And I'm happy for that and grateful for that. Because if that were the case, if the only way I could get noticed was drama, then I would stop making content entirely. Really. I would just quit. Okay? I would have enough. I'd be like, that's enough of that crap. So, what just popped up on my screen? Oh, okay. Never mind. Nothing bad.
But by the way, Phil has lost a whole bunch of viewers, and he's down to under 3,000. Tragic. Absolutely tragic, but he's down to 2,902 viewers, and it keeps falling. It's an absolute travesty. Look at that, he's dropped 400 more. It's almost like the view button's slowly but surely coming to an end. Terrible.
Okay, so there you have it. And there we go. Yeah, everything froze for a second and it worked. I guess I had a blip there. Okay, cool. Are we good? Oh, beside this guy, yep. Basically, a bunch of idiots showed up to talk shit when I was saying that. Because, you know, they don't like reality. They like to live in their parallel dimension and they don't believe reality for what it is. So, fuck you and get out of my chat. Okay. What happened? There was a blip over here and then a bunch of people got banned at the same time for being trolls. So, that's what happened. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. I'm happy I didn't get involved in that. I'm so busy, probably wouldn't have done the documentary justice anyway. And now it seems like I've dodged a huge bullet. So, I think I made the right decision. Thank you all for helping me with that, too. I will say that. If it was only through your actual feedback, your actual input, that allowed me to make the proper decision. If I had just, you know, again, kind of rolled with stuff, I probably would have done something that I regret.
I don't know what to call this pose. Was this a Y pose, or a T pose, or a U pose? What is this pose?
Only through your actual feedback.
So hold on.
Your actual
he kind of goes higher and higher here. He goes higher and higher.
Input that allowed me to make the proper.
And he kind of holds it. He holds it.
For decision. If I had just, you know, again, kind of rolled with stuff.
It's like, I can't count it, I think, but damn, it's a weird fucking pose.
I probably would have done something that I regretted, you know? And you got to look at the climate and the atmosphere around you, and you got to read the room. And essentially, what many of you said at that time was, do not involve yourself with that stuff. It's just going to be detrimental to you and everyone around you. And I think I made the right decision. I think you guys were correct, and I think that we're on the right track right now. Okay? Let's keep it that way. Let's separate ourselves from that shit. That vortex of toilet shit that wants to spin around in YouTube, right? Okay. Anyway, so thank you guys for helping. Today, I'm excited for today. Why? Because today we are returning to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and we're heading to the next story area. Now, here's the cool thing about this. Number one, people were complaining I was doing too much side content. Today, I'm not doing side content. We're actually heading right to the major story developments. That's number one. Number two, people were saying that they weren't attending the streams because basically they were afraid of spoilers. Well, now I didn't play Final Fantasy VII for 2 days. Likely many of you who bought the game and are playing it every day, you're ahead of me now, right? So I'm hoping that many of you here today will be able to enjoy the content, hang out with me, and have a good time, and not have to worry about spoilers or anything like that, okay?
He is desperate for a stream to do well because he's run out of excuses. There's no side content, it's story content, and he's fucking miles behind everyone else. It's from playing the game since it came out. He is desperate for his fucking stream to do well, otherwise he's going to run out of excuses and just blame RPG overload.
So, thanks for those who are here to chill with me. I'm excited for today's stream. The game has been amazing, like I've told you guys. I've definitely thought that so far, this is going to be a Game of the Year contender. Now, I'm only 11 hours in, right? 11 or 12. I think I'm like 11 and a half hours in. But so far, it's been a high for me. I'm excited to see where the game goes, and I think if it stays at its level, it will be Game of the Year contender for me. Okay? Sound good? Okay. Tonight, late stream, Tekken 8, more Yoshimitsu gameplay. I'm trying to get my Yoshimitsu out of the red ranked matches into the purple. This is really the tipping point, where once you get to purple, you're considered pretty good at Tekken. Not god tier or anything, but you're pretty good if you're in purple. You know, a lot of pretty good players are in the purple level. Personally, I don't have a lot of time.
Oh, you're not in the purple. You thought you could very easily get to the purple, but you keep getting your arse handed to you. And so basically, you've hit a skill ceiling.
To play Tekken, so I don't think I'm ever going to get out of purple. Just being honest here, like even if I stick with Yoshimitsu forever and he's the only character I use.
What do you mean? I don't think I'm ever going to get out of purple. Phil, you're not even in fucking purple yet. You're fucking talking about ever... No, Phil, the only way you get out of purple is if your bitch ass gets fucking smacked back down to red again. You're in red right now. You're not even in purple yet. And you're talking about, I don't think I'll ever get out of purple. You are thinking too far ahead. You're over-exceeding your own abilities here. Your expectations are too high. Just curtail your expectations and just live in some reality, Phil. Because right now you are a red player. That's as good as you are. You might be able to get to purple if you're lucky and you avoid some particular players. You might barely get there. But yeah, if you keep playing, you'll probably get straight back into red again.
I doubt I'm going to get past purple. I think that that's going to be my limit. I did watch about an hour of gameplay last night, a few top Yoshimitsus.
Mr. No spare time to fucking do anything, Mr. No free time to fucking check his microphone settings or OBS. All of a sudden he had an hour. A whole hour free out of absolutely fucking nowhere. Remember, he was busy Monday night doing some very important behind the scenes shit in his office until like 10:30. And after that he's like, oh, I fucking just want to get out of here and fucking spend time with my fucking wife. But wait, how did Phil have the time to fucking watch an hour of gameplay then? He's like, he literally said an hour. I'm trying to work out where Phil spent this hour. Because if he was denied spending time with his fucking wife, and he was desperate to get out of the office to fucking spend time with his wife, let's hear it again.
Purple. I think that that's going to be my limit. I did watch about an hour of gameplay last night, a few top Yoshimitsus, and a few tactics that I'm going to try to implement tonight, like number 1, Flash, which is a move where you press 1 and 4 together. Yoshimitsu grabs his sword and kind of does this like stance with the sword that blocks. It's like a counter hit move, so if they're coming at you and you do it quick enough, you can catch them. And then you can continue on with like a follow-up. It was nerfed to not be as good, but pros are still using it, and it's effective. So I might try that tonight, because I really haven't implemented that. And I'm thinking I need to start trying it and see how good it is. In addition, there's some variations on combos that I've noticed people doing, that I would like to try and see if maybe I can get those to implement. I might go into like training mode briefly and try a variation on a combo or two and see if it's any better than what I've been doing. And I definitely need to implement the stance changes more. Every pro player does stance change into the helicopter and then does options out of it. And
Phil, you need to stop trying to fucking do what the pros are doing. Because there's okay, hold on. I'm going to try and explain something which is going to sound a bit dumb. Prophet's going to fucking hate me for this one, but I'm going to use Rocket League as an example. So when you watch like the fucking top players play things like Rocket League, you know what I mean? They're flying through the air, they're fucking hitting the ball really fucking well, they're fucking scoring into the top corner, they're doing like these like crazy tricks on the ball, and they're doing like resets and flips. And obviously, you watch the best players in the fucking world play a fucking game, and you're gonna think to yourself, I'd love to fucking play the game like that. Most people can't play the games like the fucking professionals. That's why they're the fucking professionals. You can also try and do some of the things and get better. You can get better watching pros, obviously, and fucking try and do the things they fucking do. But there's a mentality as well. There's a common belief there that it's hard to explain this. There are some tricks that can fool. Like sometimes you can get an amateur player fool a professional player, because the amateur will do something that a professional wouldn't expect. Like, when a professional player is playing at any game, whether it's fucking Rocket League or fucking Tekken or Street Fighter, most of these fucking top players, or professional players, they'll expect to kind of have some kind of pattern they'll be up against. You know?
Oh my dog! What's up?
Thank you very much, Prophet, for the super chat, who says, you're like Wood League and Rocket League. I'm a champ level player, you fucking dick. For fuck's sake. Anyway, but what I'm trying to make is, like, sometimes, this might be true for Tekken as well, but I feel like professional players, when they're playing other people at their level, they will expect to be, they'll read players, and they'll expect certain moves to come out from players. But if you're playing somebody that's not amazing at the fucking game that it can catch off professional players. I'm not saying the fucking shitey player's going to fucking beat the professional player, but I'm just saying that the professional player might find it a lot harder to read some random person doing random things because it's not something a professional player would be doing. So if I was watching all these pro players and all these fucking pro contests or whatever, you know what I mean, trying to fucking get, you know, lessons on how to fucking play the goddamn game, but that would apply, you'd think, to a professional level. And Phil was down there in the fucking red ranks, where he's surrounded by a bunch of other people who are still learning the game and might not play like a professional player. Like Phil's just like thinking that, you know, if I do this thing that the pros are doing, I'll be as good as them. That is not necessarily the case, especially at the lower ranks. Doesn't matter what game it is, it could be any fucking game, but yeah. Phil, you're probably going to stay in red rank. It'd be funny if you do. He is desperate to get to purple rank. Phil is absolutely desperate to get to fucking purple. Every time he tries, he's not good enough.
I really don't do that. Okay, and that's a big loss for me. I should absolutely be using the tools, and that's one thing that I just haven't been doing. So I think I should work on that and get a little bit better with that. So tonight, that's my goal. My goal is really number one, to at least stay where I am. As long as I don't lose ranking, that's good. If I can get to purple tonight, that'd be outstanding, but I don't know, because I'm having a really rough time where I am. Being that I only play Tekken 8 twice a week, I don't have the knowledge needed in order to really not get caught by a bunch of repetitive stuff by certain characters. Like, again, I'm watching top pro players, right? And I'm watching, for example, someone using Claudia. When I fight Claudia, basically the people do the same 2 to 3 moves over and over, and they're so fast they catch me every time and I lose. I'm watching.
So basically, because they know you can't block it, they're going to just punish you for it. And you're not good enough to surpass that, which means you're in the rank you deserve to be. Yeah? I think it's a very... So yeah, Phil lacks the knowledge, which he admits. He lacks the experience, which he admits, because he's not playing the game more often than he wants to be, which he admits. And yet he believes he should be a higher rank, even though he's admitting that he is not good enough to understand how to combat these basic combos which keep beating him.
In the pro Claudio, they never do it. Like, one of Claudio's best moves is this jumping kick launcher. The pro Claudio used it once, in a whole set. Only once, and it caught, but he only used it once. Every time I fight Claudio, they're just spamming that, and it beats everything I do. So that's what I mean. Like, watching pro matches doesn't necessarily teach you the essentials you need. You end up seeing high-level strategies because the 2 players know they're really good and aren't going to spam shit. But when you're playing lower-level people, they'll just spam shit, and if you don't know the answer to it, you get screwed. And that's kind of my situation right now. So I'll try to implement a few things. I saw this one combo string that can...
So that's kind of like what I said earlier on, where it's like, yeah, Phil's watching these pro matches, but he's fucking playing fellow scrubs like him. But Phil doesn't believe himself to be a fellow scrub. Like, every single time Phil loses, it's like, oh, I lost to spam. But Phil, that's on you. That is on you to fucking know when the spam's coming and fucking deal with that. Because you can't, you are at the level where you deserve to be.
Can lean into like a cancel into either a throw or a high-low mix-up. I'll try that. And like I said, combo variations and maybe trying flash a couple times. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to focus on tonight. So that's today's stream. It's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth now, and then later tonight, Tekken 8. Now tomorrow is my final consecutive streaming day of the week, and that's going to be Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Okay? I'm off for streaming on Thursday. Friday will be more Final Fantasy VII and Tekken 8. Saturday will be Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon. Sunday is React Day, where all day long I do the reacting. It's DSP versus the internet on DSP Reacts, and more Retro Replay to Heavy Rain. Retro React to Heavy Rain on DSP Throwback. And then on Monday, by the way, I'm just going to start banning people now who refuse to listen to me. All right, I'm going to say it one time. Stop talking about troll activities. I'm done with it. I don't want anyone talking about it and mentioning it. You're an idiot if you do, because you're giving them the attention they want. If you don't shut the fuck up about trolling, you're part of the problem.
Oh my god, that was beautiful. That was such a beautiful bit of fucking sodium right fucking there. By the way, 456 viewers. It looks like the bots have been bashed. So yeah, but that's... Keep in, we're behind Phil by almost 30 minutes. I don't need to stop pausing. I don't do. But yeah. People are saying clip that. You fuckers can clip it, okay? I'll tell you what. I'll rewind it so you fuckers can clip it, okay? Let me rewind it so you guys can clip it, okay? Let's watch it one more time. Right, I'm going to play it. So you guys clip it to your heart's extent. Get ready, fucking clip. 3, 2, 1.
Train on DSP Throwback. And then on Monday, by the way, I'm just going to start banning people now who refuse to listen to me. All right, I'm going to say it one time. Stop talking about troll activities. I'm done with it. I don't want anyone talking about it and mentioning it. You're an idiot if you do, because you're giving them the attention they want. If you don't shut the fuck up about trolling, you're part of the problem. So if I see anyone bringing up the trolling, you are going to be banned like everybody else. I've already talked about it 3 days in a row now, and people still won't stop. Like, you can't control yourself. Like, you're like a 5-year-old with an impulse. I can't stop talking about this thing going on over here. Fuck that thing going on over there. It's an idiot with his pants down, trying to moon you in the middle of the street, and you keep talking about him. Fuck that idiot. Let that guy dance in the street with his pants down. No one cares. All right? Stop with this nonsense, because I'm trying to maintain a fucking semblance of normalcy. Trolls will be trolls. There's nothing you can do about it. Shut up about it. When you talk about it, you give them exactly what they want. Okay? Let the guy flagellate himself in the middle of the street.
Burger?
Okay, so next week will be a balance. Okay, we'll back and forth day streams between Final Fantasy and Baldur's Gate, night streams Tekken 8 and Like a Dragon, and the React day on Sunday. Likely next Monday, I will have to take Monday night off. Okay, probably, because I'm probably going to work either more on the taxes, or I'll probably be doing the private React videos for patrons, or both. I'm going to have to split it. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll split half and half, okay? So there you go. That's what's coming up. Now, around the middle of this month is the Star Wars Battlefront collection. Yes, I'm very interested in that. The games are outstanding, and I can't wait to try them online. And then on the next week after that is Rise of the Ronin. That's my next major release I'm interested in. I'm also interested to see how Alone in the Dark is, because it comes out later this month, but no one's sure if it's going to be good or not. It got delayed a couple times, and no one even really knows what the gameplay is yet. So once we get closer to that release, we'll look into that one. I think I will probably delay Dragon's Dogma 2. I don't see myself playing yet another RPG in the mix right now. We need to focus on the games I'm playing and get further in them and try to wrap them up before I'm jumping into yet another RPG. Fair enough? Okay. Also, in about 1 month's time now, will be my birthday bash for 2024. My birthday is the first week of April, and traditionally I always hold some kind of a silly marathon around then. Yes, this year will be no exception. Probably what we'll do is a day-long marathon where maybe I'll decorate a little bit behind me for my birthday. We'll do some fun stuff that day. Probably my wife will make a cake, and I'll have a piece of the cake on the stream. Perhaps we'll order some food that day. What we'll be doing that day is up to you. Could we do some retro React content? Sure we could. Maybe react to some older stuff. Maybe wrap up a playthrough or start another one. Could we do some gameplay? Sure we could. You want to see some Tekken? You want to see some other random stuff online or whatever? Why not, right? There's all these different things we can do. But we'll talk about that over the course of the month. Let's probably wait another week and then probably significantly start planning it so that we know what to do. I'll tell you one thing I absolutely want to do. I want to sit down with you guys and I want to figure out the gaming schedule for the rest of the year, because now we've had all these events that have been going on and we have all these updates to all game release dates, right? We haven't done one since Christmas. So right now I'm way behind on everything that we're doing, and I don't really know even what's coming out. So I need to sit down with you guys and go through a schedule again, and let's figure out all the games coming out so we have the landscape set and we know what to expect, okay? So that definitely could be something we do during that event. I think that would be pretty fun, okay? All right, so that's what's going on, all right? Now, since so many people keep mentioning it, I already talked about it last night in my daily wrap, but I'm just going to say it again. Yes, it's obvious that troll activities, they're trying to viewbot this channel, which is stupid. It doesn't affect the channel. Okay, I'm just going to say it doesn't. The views don't count. When you see a viewbot come onto a channel like this, it doesn't count. It actually doesn't count as a legit view. YouTube doesn't count it for a view or for anything like ad revenue or anything like that at all. It's completely, it's you know, held apart from that, I guess you could say. I don't even know how to say it, you know? So they've been doing it for days because they want your attention. That's literally the only reason. They're not affecting the channel in any negative way. They've done this before. They were doing this for weeks, a couple years.
Well, you could argue that you going off on these salty tangents means that so if Phil is to be believed, and detractors or trolls are doing this to him, then they're getting what they want because Phil is the one that is fucking reacting more than anyone else. Like, if the chat freak out about it, who fucking really notices? Phil notices, and then he freaks out. And so the detractors win because Phil freaks the fuck out. Yeah, exactly, Dark Dave. It's not a tangent, it's a fucking tandem. Yeah, Phil said tandem the other fucking day. Fuck me. Oh, god damn. Yeah, I'm gonna wind it. I'm gonna let Phil cook, and yeah.
Doesn't count it for a view or for anything like ad revenue or anything like that at all. It's completely, it's you know, held apart from that, I guess you could say. I don't even know how to say it, you know? So they've been doing it for days because they want your attention. That's literally the only reason. They're not affecting the channel in any negative way. They've done this before. They were doing this for weeks, a couple years ago, and nothing happens. So all you gotta do is relax and sit back and stop mentioning it. These idiots want to blow their money on nonsense. It's not me doing it. I condemn it. I don't support the practice. It doesn't benefit me or my channel in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't bring anyone new to the channel. It doesn't help me in anything. It's just a waste of time, okay? It's just an idiot, literally an idiot, blowing money on it. So just ignore it, all right? I literally do not look at view count on my streams, okay? I don't. So
then stop freaking out about it. You do it all the time though, Phil. You're like, wow, we've got 1,000 viewers. Welcome back. Welcome home. Fuck me, man. I'm pretty sure I made a short about that. Hold on, give me a second here. Let me rant. I know I said I'm behind, but I'll 2 seconds. Mr. I don't look at views. I might have a video to fucking debunk that crap. Give me a wee second here. Give me a wee second. I'm trying to find it. No, that's not it. Where did I have this? I don't know where. Hold on. Where would I have done? Maybe not. I thought I had a video about this, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. I thought I had a YouTube short about this, but maybe I didn't have it after all. Or maybe I fucking put it on Twitter or something. Who knows? I don't have a short anyway because I've got that. Yeah. I don't. Damn it! I thought I had a video. I thought I had something for this, and I don't. Now I feel dumb, more dumb than usual. God damn. Give me a second. Let me just try one more thing. Views. Nah, I got nothing. Fuck off. Never mind. Damn, I thought I had something.
Fucking bitch.
Thank you very much to Bjorn for the super chat, who says the pig roach ritual of shitting on literally every human he comes into contact with plays out again. To be honest, I'm shocked Mike Clum lasted that long. Yeah, I mean, Phil did seem to kind of. Well, he definitely doesn't seem like he's going to do any content of him. He's keeping it somewhat cordial. Like he's not shitting on the guy himself really that much. But at the same time, Phil seems to be making it clear that he doesn't want to make a documentary anymore. So yeah, basically that's the end of their business relationship altogether because of who Mike seems to be working with. And I guess Phil is not pleased that he's basically tied into the same sort of kind of categories as Boogie and DDP. So yeah. Like for people joining late, he did seem to imply that because of who Mike Clum is doing documentaries on in the past and the future planning for it, he is glad that he's not doing a documentary anymore and he's probably not going to work with Mike anymore. There you go.
So, since that's happening, alright, just ignore it. If you consistently bring it up in the chat, you're going to be moderated. Because there's a rule on my streams. It says it right there. Don't bring up detractors. Don't bring up detractor content. This is considered a detractor action. This is considered trolling. Just ignore it. If you keep bringing it up, you're giving them exactly what they want. Attention. Don't give them attention. And it's going to go away. Okay? Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so that's everything literally that I wanted to cover up to there. I have a very, very brief amount of news that I want to talk about. Okay? So, it's time for everyone's favorite segment. That's right. It is time for a little bit of DSP news today. People want to pin a message? Sure.
Bruh.
Fuck you, Phil.
Fuck you, Phil.
Yo, Phil.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to look like you, dude. I mean, you're a fucking snitch. Everybody hates you. Who would want
Nobody wants to look like a snitch.
Nobody fucking asking, dude. You're yes.
There you go.
Shot that left, right. Nobody wants to look like you. And we don't give a fuck about you, motherfucker. Ain't nobody trying to look like you. Shit.
That's what I'm
So DSP, shut the fuck up!
Alright, you notice Ben's respectful and you're not.
Shut the fuck up!
It's been 6
God
months.
damn, dude.
What can I say? I thought I might have had more time to play that sound clip while Phil was typing. I guess I didn't have that much time after all. So I had to pause DSP mid-rant there. There's me thinking, what can I fill this dead air with while he's typing in the fucking pinned message in his chat? And I thought, why not? I'll just use Jaha, just fucking going mental. But yeah, I guess Phil can type very fast when he fucking wants to. Usually Phil types very slow, and he says what he's typing. Very strange. But this time around though, Phil was able to fucking type very fast indeed.
Message. Done. Okay. Alright, so I have 2 news stories for today. Not major stories, but stories nonetheless. The first story is regarding Game Pass and the releases that are coming to Game Pass Ultimate this month. So we were just talking about Game Pass yesterday and how some publishers seem to be under the impression that it doesn't help their games in game studios, while others have been saying that it does. Well, just listen to the game releases for this month. Okay, so today, Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun is coming to Game Pass. I have absolutely no idea what that is. The only Warhammer game I knew was coming out later this year, and wasn't that the one where you play as like a space marine? It kind of looks like Gears of War or whatever, and that one looks decent. I don't know what the hell this Bolt Gun game is. I never even heard about it. So there you go. On the 7th, so in a couple of days, Paw Patrol World. If you're a fan of the Paw Patrol series, there you go. On the 12th of March, we've got SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. If you remember, that was the really cool remake of SpongeBob from many years ago. I played it. I never played the original. And playing this one, I was like, oh, this one's really good. It was fun to see that game in a modern, graphics. Ultimately, it was outdated. It had an outdated feel to it, but it was a very fun game. So I'm glad that you guys got me into checking that out, because I'd never played that game before, and it was like a game that everyone had always talked about over the years. Control Ultimate Edition comes out March 13th. Hey, Control is a great game. Admittedly, I did feel like the gameplay was limited, that it didn't have enough of a cover-based system, and some of the combat was very repetitive and annoying, but the plot's great. And a lot of the atmosphere in the game is very well done. And keep in mind, Control directly ties into the Alan Wake 2 universe. So if you like Alan Wake 2, you're probably going to like Control, and you're going to see some references between. No More Heroes 3 comes out on the 14th of March. Now, No More Heroes 3 is a game that came out to little to no hoopla, which is a little sad, because I think No More Heroes 1 and 2 were like viral hits. And a lot of people were like, when 3 came out, oh, you're going to play it? I was like, well, I never played 2. I bought 2 for the Wii a long time ago. And I said, hey, if you guys ever want to see me play it, I will. And no one ever wanted to see me play it. So I never did, and so I didn't play 3. And it just kind of came out, and then that was that. Like, no one really talked about it. I think at one point, the series was much more prominent. But anyway, 3 is coming to Game Pass on the 14th. And then on the 19th, so near the end of the month, we got Lightyear Frontier. I don't know what that is. And MLB The Show 24. And that's the brand new American baseball game, Major League Baseball. I guess they've always been on Game Pass, correct? MLB. So if you're into the MLB, got a good game coming out later this month. I've played it from time to time. I've had chill baseball streams that are pretty fun. Now, let's talk, this is funny, about 2 games that just came out in the last month that are already an extreme discount. So first of all, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, is now available literally everywhere for $49.99 or less. Now, this is a game that was sold for full price. It was sold for $70, or was it $80? I can't even remember. I think it was $70, $69.99, right? So now it's already down to 50 within 1 month. And actually, some stores are starting to already liquidate the inventory. Meaning, if you go to a physical store, you may actually get it for even cheaper because they bought a ton of copies, anticipated this game was going to be the next hit from Rocksteady, and literally no one's buying it. It's just sitting there collecting dust, and stores are like, shit, these copies didn't move at all. So if you go to like your local store, like a Walmart or Target, you might get it for cheaper than that. But online, it's $49.99 like everywhere you can buy it. And except for digital, I think digital, they didn't cut the price, right? I'm curious about that. They never cut the price for digital. There's idiots like that because you can buy it everywhere for 50 or less. Let's see. Yeah, so here it is. Yeah, see, they're still charging $70 digitally, which is stupid. Do not buy Suicide Squad digitally. You are completely ripping yourself off if you pay $70 for it when you can buy it for 50 or less if you get a physical copy somewhere, okay? This is a case, and you know me, personally, I don't buy physical copies of games. This is a case where the game flopped so hard, you can save yourself a ton of money by buying a physical copy because stores do not want this game on their shelves right now, okay? So that's number one. Save some money. If you're going to get Suicide Squad, buy it physically. Then again, I don't know why you would want to buy Suicide Squad. I'm just saying. The other one, I mean, let's be honest here. The big first ever quadruple A release, right? That's right. You know what game I'm talking about. The revolutionary game that only took like a decade to make. Skull and Bones from Ubisoft. Yves Guillemot, the game's biggest cheerleader, saying it's the first quadruple A game ever made, and he justifies the game's $70 price tag. The game already has dipped $25 in price at Best Buy, and everyone else is following suit. The game has not really sold at all anywhere. So again, this is another case where if you were thinking of getting Skull and Bones, first of all, it's on Game Pass. You can get it on Game Pass day one. No, I take that back. It's on Ubisoft Plus. If you get the Ubisoft Plus premium membership, which is I think $20 a month, you get it that way. I would recommend if anyone was going to play that game, get it on Ubisoft Plus first just to test it. Maybe you would like it. For my wife and I, we played it for 2.5 hours. We couldn't stop laughing at how bad it was. It literally is a mobile game on your TV. That's really what it is. And after that, my wife was like, I'm never playing this game ever again. I'm so glad I just did Ubisoft Plus and I didn't buy it because it would have been a huge waste of money. But yeah, like it's already only what, 2 weeks from release? 3 weeks from release? I think it's 3 weeks it's been out. It's already slashed $25 in price. So you could get it for $45 anywhere it's sold because no one wants it. Yeah, I can't imagine. Can you imagine being a retailer these days and these games that supposedly are gonna have hype behind them, so you stock them and then the games flop horribly and now you're just stuck with this fucking inventory. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is like a coaster. It's not even as good as a coaster. Like, at least a coaster that you use on your table for like a drink, right? At least it has like a nice design. Like, for example, here is my Portal 2 coaster. You see that? This is what I use in my office every day. Portal 2 coaster. This is more valuable than Skull and Bones right now because at least this looks nice and I can put a drink on it. Like, the disc for Skull and Bones doesn't even look good. So at least this is a more valuable item right now. So imagine being a retailer and you stock your building with hundreds of copies, right? Hundreds of copies of these games like Suicide Squad and Skull and Bones, and they just sit there. No one ever walks in and buys one, right? I have another one too. Did you guys ever see these? It's been years since I showed you these. Here's the other one. Pretty cool, huh? I bought these 100 years ago. I believe I got these from ThinkGeek.com when they existed. When ThinkGeek.com was an independent store that had pop culture kind of, they considered it geeky stuff, you know, comic book, video game stuff. I bought these there. And then I had a bunch of stuff in my old place that was ThinkGeek.com related. I've always had these here in my office for 10 years. I've used these. And then basically they were bought out by GameStop. GameStop liquidated the entire business and just took their inventory and put it into their own places, and everyone got laid off. Isn't that nice? I guess that's how business works. So anyway, yeah, I know I missed the store. ThinkGeek.com used to be an amazing store. Okay. All right, so that is really the gaming news for today. If you want to buy shitty games, you can get them at a big discount physically. Do not buy them digitally. You will really be screwing yourself over if you do that, right? There's no reason to waste your time on that stuff. Just get them physically because every single retailer is trying to get rid of those games. Okay? Cool. There we go. Lock Warrior says you should do monthly Loot Crate unboxing streams. I did do Loot Crate unboxing streams. I used to actually have a Loot Crate sponsorship.
Oh my god, Phil was a paid shill. It's almost like he's trying to make us not remember that.
For a couple of years there, 2-3 years, and I did a monthly unboxing. And what ended up happening was, when I first started doing it, my fans were hyped for it, and were actually buying Loot Crates, and I was getting money via the referral code, okay?
Oh, then the fans stopped caring, so it's a fan's fault you stopped being a shill. I get it now. Because the fans weren't buying what you were shilling, then you stopped being a shill. But it's a fan's fault that you stopped being a shill.
What ended up happening is within a year of me doing it, I realized that more than half the Loot Crates were terrible. You'd open it up, it would be like a shitty shirt that you're never going to wear, a pin, a stupid figurine, you know, a balloon, you know, junk. It's like fucking party favors, right? So after unboxing this Loot Crate, and I would be honest about it, I'm not going to lie when I unbox stuff. People would be like, wow, that doesn't look worth it. So I would say, like,
so the whole point of you unboxing a Loot Crate is to try and encourage others to buy them. That's the whole point of you fucking doing the Loot Crates, because you're trying to encourage people to buy them, so you make money from that as well. There is one thing that came from the Loot Crates, which was the ultimate fucking thing, which Phil ended up throwing out. There's one thing that was an S tier loot crate item.
Fucking inflatable fucking crown.
But sadly, it's fucking gone, and we'll never see Phil Burnell adorn that
Fucking inflatable fucking crown.
ever again.
Probably 50% of the time, I would actually like what was in the stuff, and 50% of the time, I hated it. So after about a year and a half of doing it, Loot Crate offered me an even more lucrative partnership. They said, we'd like to have you unbox some specialty boxes. Like, we're going to give you, I think one month they did a WWE box. I think once I did a special game box. I can't remember. But they gave me a few, I think there was like a Marvel Comics box once. Like, they were giving me pop culture stuff as well. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So I did a few of those. And basically what happened was, after, again, about a year and a half, 2 years of me doing it, no one was buying them anymore with my referral code. So basically, Loot Crate was going out of business because they weren't making money anymore. So they had to basically stop partnerships. So they said, sorry, at this point, no one's buying it with the referral code. So we're going to, back out of the partnership at this point. I said, that's fine. Honestly, don't really care. The stuff I'm unboxing is junk anyway. I'm not getting anything out of this. And then they completely went out of business, like 100%. And then they got bought out by another company. And I believe the new company, revived them, and now they're back in business doing it again. So I have no clue if the modern Loot Crate is any better than what the old Loot Crates were. But I've been there, done that. They're never going to take on someone like me again as a sponsor because they know that I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to unbox the Loot Crate and say, oh my God, look at all this amazing, great stuff in this Loot Crate that you should totally spend money on right now. I never did that. And they couldn't handle someone being honest, because then it means that people weren't buying them. All they had to do was put not junk in the box, and people would have liked it because I would have unboxed it and been honest and be like, wow, look at all this good stuff in here. But they put junk in the box, and what are you going to do? That's why they went out of business. Then they got restarted by another company. So, okay.
Fuck me, man, you're really a great fucking show on your day in there, Phil. But guys, we have 100 likes apparently, which means that is a free space for us on the bingo. So, yeah, we're one snort away from a free space. We're 2 bucks away from a free space. But because we have over 100 likes on the bingo stream, that has given us a free space as well. And not only do we have a free space, you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation made by the supremely talented Pixar Animations. And remember to keep an eye on Jasper on the bottom right for him to do his thing. Fuck him up, Jasper. Good cat.
Okay. All right. So that is all I really had to talk about today, guys. So I have a couple of quick shout outs to do, and then I guess we will see what you guys want to talk about today. First of all, we start on the YouTube side of stuff with SD Chargers, who did a super chat. He says, once you get hit with the pedo label online, it is over for you. Yeah, I can imagine. And here's the thing. All the years that I've been a content creator, right? 16 now and climbing. You can crap on me all you want. You really can. You can completely crap on me and say, my content sucks. I was so irreverent and immature back in the day, and all the bullshit that conspiracy people make up about me today, that's not true. But thankfully, right, I never, ever got involved with anything awful. When you really think about it on paper, what a lot of other people have done versus the things that people say about me, my stuff's petty, dumb shit that they just compile and laugh at, right? Well, can you imagine? Yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, shit. You get that, murder, or like a lot of people have been saying, like serious accusations of like huge misconduct of people of of various relationships, right? Like for example, Toby Turner, right? He was so prominent on YouTube and such a popular YouTuber, and then he started getting hit with accusations that his rampant drug abuse and basically abuse of women, and then that was it. Like he got completely canceled, and now who the hell talks about Toby Turner anymore, right? So what I mean, like there are certain things, and that's one of them. There's a couple of things that you get accused of that, and if there's enough evidence, that's that. That's the end of that, right? So, but that's the thing, like, the stuff that people talk about with me is so stupid, right? It's so dumb, the shit that people bring up. Most of it is completely fake. Some of it is based on a tiny little thing that once was true that's not true anymore, but they just consistently keep lying to it over and over. You know what I'm saying? It's just dumb, the shit that people say that makes absolutely no sense. Like for example, this guy who I'm literally banning right now, he's 100% factually untrue, and there will never be any facts to back up what they're saying because it's a lie. You have no evidence.
I'm sorry, but that was like I don't know what the guy said. You Phil didn't name him or anything, but that was one of the most nervous laughs I've heard from Phil in a long time. I don't know what was said. We have no idea what was said, but that laugh right there was fucking hilarious. That to me was like a very worried laugh.
The shit that people say that makes absolutely no sense. Like for example, this guy who I'm literally banning right now, he's 100% factually untrue, and there will never be any facts to back up what they're saying because it's a lie. You have no evidence of anything you're saying because you literally made it up because you're an idiot, right? But that's the good thing. No one, over all these years, no one's ever going to accuse me of that kind of heinous shit. No one.
Well, I mean, as I said, there are accusations and there are question marks over how old Leanna was when you two first started communicating. She was 18 and a half when you first showed her off on your videos. To the world, happy Valentine's Day. Special note, Panda Lee is not Asian, that is all. That kind of thing. But also, the video isn't the first time you two met. Like how old was that relationship when you first started talking? People have implied that she was 17. there is no concrete evidence of that. Who knows? But Phil, no one dislikes you because you're like the worst person in the entire world. Like, no, yes, there are worse people in the world. There are fucking serial killers. There's people that abuse, you know, people. You know what I mean? Like, it could be. There are people. There are hundreds of worse people on the planet, but they're not lolcows. You're a lolcow, Phil. And yeah, we have our eyes set on you. We scrutinise what you do. You lie a lot and you get called out for it, and when you try and retcon it and get shown receipts for it, what do? You fucking just fucking ban that fucking sort of talk and discussion. A document, so I'm going to call this now. June the King, who Phil has previously been quite fond of and been quite he's approved him, you know what I mean? Phil and June the King have apparently discussed things before in the past, whatever, and Phil got permission from June the King to show off his documentaries on his own channel to react to if he wanted to. So there is a cordial fucking relationship there, a good business relationship there. I feel like June the King working on this documentary he's doing about DSP is not going to be something that Phil is going to be very pleased about. I have a feeling that Phil is going to end up throwing June the King under the bus. And that's not to say that, I mean, the documentary might not be fantastic. Who knows? You know, got to wait until it comes out. But I have a feeling that Phil, there are some parts of his life, even in the early days, he will not want brought back up again. Especially that focus on how those on relationships and not just Liana.
Because it didn't happen. I completely stayed out of anything at all that could have been that kind of a heinous act or a risk. I'm relatively tame when it comes to the things that people have done on YouTube. It's just some commentary that was bad and raging against viewers who were critical of me and shit like that is what the most you're going to find. You're not going to find heinous acts like these people have done.
I mean, the question marks over Liana, you doxed a fucking fan on your private Discord, which you tried to fucking defend was fair because it wasn't a public Discord. Well, you still fucking doxed him, for God's sake. You wanted to slap an 11-year-old girl because she was annoying you in a game. You jerked off in front of children. You've done some quite nasty ass shit, Phil.
You know, you got to think about it this way. What happened with YouTube was, you got a bunch of people who had absolutely no responsibility whatsoever in their lives, never knew what responsibility meant, right? Didn't understand the power that they had as a YouTuber, that when they talked, they had this presence to certain people. People looked up to them as an idol almost, as a celebrity, and they didn't understand that. And so you've got young people with little to no experience having responsibility in their lives, all of a sudden given a tremendous amount of power and popularity, and then you get misuse of it.
I mean, he's right there. Some people, I feel like, struggle. Like, you know, I mean, I'll say Phil, to an extent, as well, affected him. Like, he couldn't handle it. And he let it go to his fucking head. He thinks he's fucking hot shit. Especially when it comes to fucking fighting games, you know what I mean? That's one of the biggest, you know, examples right there. But there's definitely something to be said there about some people struggling to handle the fucking price of fame and all that jazz. Mister, I'm not sure about a screenshot. This is blurry. This is a blurry ass picture. It's like, I don't know, I don't like the idea of screenshotting something that's blurry. Like, even his face is fucking blurry. You know? Like, can we try and find a frame which is no fucking blurry? Like that one. That one's not as blurry. But you'd rather have that one, which is blurry. I don't know. Can we get his hands? Hold on. Fine. I'll get that one for you. There we go. As a first screenshot of the game. I'll fucking press the wrong fucking thing. It's a first screenshot of the game, the fucking bingo. So there we go. I'll just get that. I'm not going to include his hands because his hands are all fucking weird and I'll just mess things up. But here we go. And there we go. I'll just eat that for my members and my members Discord, and they can have fun with that all the wish. And there we go. Cool. Anyway. Let's crack on with the bingo because we are behind by 34 minutes. Time to let him cook.
It's just cause and effect. Like, that's what's going to happen. For every 100 YouTubers out there, there's probably like 20 or 30 that misuse their power at some point along the line in some heinous way because they just didn't get it, right?
Okay, and before we even continue, whilst it's still fresh in my mind, Phil's only 2 known sexual relationships he's ever had in his entire life were both fans. Like, his only meaningful sexual relationships were with fans. Kat was a fan. Liana was a fan. And Phil doesn't see anything wrong with that? There's nothing morally wrong with that, Phil?
Now, things are different. Now we have a track record of people on YouTube becoming YouTube popular, YouTube famous, the power that they have, and we've seen case after case documented of people misusing that power. So now you at least have kind of an outline of what to follow when you're a YouTuber. There's do's and don'ts. There's things you don't do because it's just awful, heinous, unforgivable stuff, right? And that's the thing. Back then, when I started on YouTube, there was no history of someone being YouTube famous, YouTube popular, to see what they did and learn from their mistakes. And now there's tons of those kinds of cautionary tales, but they didn't exist back then, right? So that's a good thing. Right, with great power comes great responsibility, except the people who were becoming YouTube famous didn't have that. They didn't know that. They didn't care. I mean, to some extent, me too. Just thankfully, I never did anything bad, but I would say dumb shit. Like, I would insult everyone who played Minecraft, not understanding the repercussions of that. Why would I do that? Because I'm stupid, I'm ignorant, you know, I'm dumb. And then as I grew up and I realized, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to just insult entire blanket groups of people. I want to try to make an effort to understand from another person's perspective, or at the very least, if I disagree with someone's perspective, at least agree to disagree and still respect them and their opinions, right? That's something that I've learned to do over time. I used to be like, my way or the highway. Screw you if you don't agree with me. You're an idiot. Now, I'm not like that anymore.
Well, you've literally just been banning people in your chat because they didn't agree with what you're saying. You know, you had a take on your stream today. People were saying, nah, here's my take, and you didn't put up, but you didn't tolerate it. You banned them because their take was different.
But that's a bad mentality to have, and that's how I used to be. You know what I say? I mean? All right, so what would you guys like to talk about today? Because I did the shout out for SD Chargers.
Was that your only shout out, Phil? Was that your only contribution? Was that why we got that big, massive fucking rant?
And that's what I'm seeing so far. So if you guys want to talk about any topics, please tag me in the chat. If any contributions come in, I will shout them out. Okay? Oh, excuse me.
What is up, everyone? Hello,
Fuck
Anzu
you,
Kamaru already
Phil.
said it's fine if you do. He says respect people who like sexual themes in games. If you like that, that's fine. Go for it. But enjoy it in your own space, in your own life, in your own home. And don't impose it on others. That's the point I'm making in my gameplay is if I don't like it, respect my decision to not like it and not want to partake in it. Just like you have the right to enjoy it in your own life, but it's my business, my stream. I don't have to partake in that stuff.
Phil, then please respect us enjoying watching you cringe at not being able to fucking handle that sort of content in the game. Watching you be so super uncomfortable with any sort of sexual content, sorry, heterosexual content. So Phil doesn't seem to mind the homosexual kind of content in video games. It's only when it gets kind of it's only when it's kind of like heterosexual he seems to have a big problem with it, you know, like naked women, for example, or near naked women. Phil gets very uncomfortable with. But if the men are naked, though, if the men are naked, Phil's like fucking great party time. Change that. But yeah. But seeing Phil be super awkward and cringe when it comes to that kind of content in streams, we're going to mock it.
It's my personal preference. I respect you. If you like it, go for it. What have I learned about what not to do? Definitely, one thing I've learned, okay, you can't be...
He's not going to overshare. That's what he's learned. He's learned not to overshare everything in his fucking life. Say your name. How do you say your name? Is that a silent C? Is that a fake O? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you say your name. Is it just how it looks? I don't know.
Be just 100% self-reliant. You have to rely on input from others. Because if you just stay self-reliant and you only listen to yourself, you only get that one perspective, you get this tunnel vision idea, and it basically makes you outdated. Like, for how many years? I didn't even want to do direct capture. I didn't want to try live streaming. I never wanted to be interactive with my live audience. Huge mistakes. Huge mistakes. Made me so outdated and set back from where everyone was going 10 years ago, right? And here I am adopting those things so late in the life cycle, and even when I adopted them, not adopting them properly. You know, how did I stream for 4 years and not talk to the chat? Completely stupid, right? But that's how I was. You have to be open-minded. You have to take feedback. You can't be an obstinate, stubborn idiot if you want to be in an industry like this, you know? Yako Almighty says, do you think you're being more authentic now or back when you first started? Now. Back when I first started, I keep telling you guys, I was purposefully trying to go out of my way to constantly fit every moment of dead air in a playthrough with commentary. And
in the past, Phil maintained that he was 100% being genuine and honest, and he was not like all these other content creators because he was the only one that was giving you no bullshit 100% honesty. Phil is retconning his past to suit current day Phil and his fucking narrative and his spiel to try and retcon how he was back in the fucking day, because he knows back in the fucking day, these days, he looks like a goddamn piece of shit. So now he's trying to fucking pretend it was an act to try and fucking lure children to enjoy his content. That's literally his words. Which is a strange thing to fucking admit to. Phil's making all these fucking inappropriate sexual jokes and, you know, homophobic jokes and racial jokes to try and get children to enjoy his content. Phil didn't find anything morally reprehensible about that. Where was Phil's moral compass then, when he was trying to lure children into enjoying his content with all these disgusting jokes?
And that meant make it as cringe as possible so that people would talk about it. Do you really think that I had every one of those thoughts in my head? No. No, I was purposefully pushing the envelope to get attention for myself, and it worked, right? At least for a time. After a time, people basically got exhausted with it. Said enough with the constant blathering on about stupid sex and race and all this nonsense. Instead, just play the game, right? And so finally, like I said, in 2017, when I started to be more myself and feel more relaxed and comfortable on streams with you guys having conversations like we're having right now, things just got better. It got more natural. I feel way more comfortable doing this now, and this is definitely more authentic me, right? You still get the unfiltered Phil. You still get my true thoughts on games and other topics, right? But at the same time, I'm not going out of my way to be over the top, cringeworthy, oh, now give me attention because I caused drama today. That's what I was going for back in the day. See?
Yeah, I'm going to completely disagree with Phil there because I don't believe that for a fucking second. I genuinely fucking believe that the old Phil, the 2011-12 Phil Burnell, that was a true, genuine DSP gaming raw Phil Burnell right there. The guy that was fucking making big bucks on YouTube and didn't fucking care what anyone fucking said about him, he didn't fucking care about the consequences of his actions. That was a true, genuine raw Burnell right there. The same sort of Phil Burnell we've seen him fucking act like that on these fucking behind his... There are video clips of Phil not making gaming content. He's like with his, you know, like with fucking Howard and Ramble on a fucking road trip to some sort of fucking convention or some, you know, fighting tournament or something. And he will act the same there as he does in his gameplay videos. So him documenting these little fucking road trips shows you that he is making... It wasn't just playing games, he's trying to appeal to people. However, he was acting like that in real life as well, which tells me it wasn't an act. That tells me that was him being his own raw, genuine himself. What were we saying? Don't say raw, Burnell, you're making me ill. Sorry man, my bad. Anyway, yeah, I mean, Phil. The Phil Burnell we see these days is a mask. He's terrified of pissing off certain people. He's terrified. His arse is firmly planted in that fence. He's riding that fucking fence to try and fucking make sure he doesn't piss off anyone on any particular fucking side so he can stay as neutral as fucking possible. But the true, raw, genuine DSP, nah, that guy, the mask, that is a mask. He is still under there. And anytime Phil gets on some sort of money high, sometimes that mask slips. For example, the slave trade joke. The mask's up there because Phil's on a money high.
Oh yeah, so Magneto said, remember young Phil made those mistakes? Yeah, that's, I mean, constantly. But again, that's what was giving me popularity, so I thought, hey, that's what people want. Just keep doing it, right? Preem Sardine says, I used your current magic build in Elden Ring, and he did beat Millennia, but it was very hard, so good luck. Well, the thing is, I don't even know if we're going to be doing that build, because we have that build, and what I need to do when we go back to Elden Ring, which will probably be like May, I'm thinking, right? We have to get to Moog. We have to get to the underground blood palace in Moog, and we have to beat Moog. And then we're good. Then we're good for the DLC. I don't know if we'll redo the Hallig Tree again. I don't know if there's a point. What I'm thinking is get to the DLC, see what stuff you unlock right away at the beginning, and then maybe go respec and use it. I think it's more interesting to respec and use the new weapons we're going to get from the DLC than to stick with the magic build. I think the magic build was getting played out, right? I received my first tip of the day.
1 minute, man.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Someone tipped me $5 says, Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun is a classic FPS. It plays like old school Doom, but you probably don't want to play it. You seem to have wrong opinions on Warhammer. Don't sully it. I have wrong opinions on Warhammer. I want you to think about that statement. First of all, how could someone's opinion be wrong? Right? You could say something fast.
Phil, you're always telling people that their opinions are wrong based on what they think about you. So that's how. Also, I'm going to do it now. Before Meter screams, yes, I'll get a screenshot. This is actually a good looking face. Actually, get a screenshot. Well, not a good looking face. You get what I'm saying. This is a very good thumbnail face. This is a strange fucking look for Phil right here. So yeah, I'm just going to get ahead of the game and get a screenshot of this particular face because it's kind of funny looking. So let me see, here we go, and here we fucking go. Hey, fucking go. Let me just eat that towards my members and crack on with the bingo. We are... I really do need to get on with the fucking bingo. I'm fucking pausing way too much just to fucking have a rant at Phil. Or find funny faces just to fucking mock and make for thumbnails for future. Let's crack on with bingo. The board is doing well. The bingo card's doing okay, but sadly, I don't feel very optimistic in getting a full house. We have free spaces thanks to the burps and snorts and likes, but we still have a lot of things we need to tick off. Although Phil getting his tip is phone stuff.
Burger.
So he gets a tip, he has to check his phone for PayPal, that is phone stuff right there. So there we go. But Phil refuses to say tired. Phil has said exhausted and worn out, but he does not say tired. He was talking about new games, but didn't say new games. So he's pissing me off by... He must know what's on the card, yeah. Phil knows what's on the bingo card, and he is intentionally fucking not saying things so nobody wins. What a dick.
Actually untrue about something, and then it would be wrong. But how could you have a wrong opinion? What is my opinion on Warhammer? I don't even know what my opinion is. I don't think I have one because I played one game ever in the Warhammer universe ages ago. I played a co-op with John Rambo, and I think we liked it. And I don't think I really said a few words edgewise about it, except every once in a while we'll watch a video on the React channel about it. And I'm interested. I like the idea of having physical stuff when you're doing role-playing because, for example, like when we're talking about D&D. D&D is all fantasy, right? Like, I guess you can make your own props and stuff for D&D, but most people just sit down with the books or whatever and just play it that way. While with Warhammer, you actually have all physical things you're using during your campaigns, right? I think I like that better. I'd rather have physical stuff. That makes sense. So I don't know what you're talking about. I have wrong opinions. I literally have no clue what that means. I don't know what opinions you think I even have on it because I don't even think I have any. But it's good to know that it plays like an old school first-person shooter like Doom. That's interesting. Probably not something I'm going to play anyway, regardless. But thank you for the tip and letting me know. Oh, by the way, guess what? It's Final Fantasy VII Day. Guess what that means? If we hit the tips goal of $100, I put on the Cloud Wig for only the second time ever. So if you want to see me look absolutely ridiculous live in this Cloud Wig today, please consider tipping to support the stream. Okay. Almost forgot about that. I wasn't even thinking about it. Okay. I received a $25 tip. That's funny. Okay, so 1 Minute Man, again, every day when he tips now, he drops a bunch of stuff about Baldur's Gate. And so I always try to interpret what he's saying, because a lot of times I don't even understand what he's saying. So, hold on, did the animation play? It did, cool. Let's get him on the leaderboard and let's read through this.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning. So we're at $30 in tips total so far today. A good start towards the Cloud Wig. Okay, so he says, as for a fair documentary, either call 60 Minutes or just drop it and give up. Maybe one day, internet culture will become mainstream enough that 60 Minutes would actually want to cover it and interview me and actually have like, you know, an actual discussion about internet hate and how it grows and how people have these insane misconceptions about you that aren't true. And, you know, I don't know, who knows, right? Maybe. But anyway, fair enough. Now he says, as for yesterday's stream, I think he's talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Good, but for the love of God, stop blasting the door. Yeah, I was just messing around. It was the end of the stream, and I knew the door wasn't going to open. And I was like, well, I'll just mess around, kill a minute, right? Are you sure you found the real gold grind? We don't know, right? We found a guy who looks to be the mass murderer, and he got away. We thought his name was Gold Grind, but then he started calling himself something else, so I don't really know. I think that's where the plot is going. We're trying to figure that out. Then he's saying a bunch of stuff I don't even understand. Visit a face maker. Stop looking for Lara. Look for old Gargle. I don't know what any of that means. So, all right. I think he's jumping the gun. I don't know what any of that means. I don't even know who Lara is. So, okay, anyway. Thank you, 1 Minute Man, for the tip today. Of course, I won't remember any of that by tomorrow. We'll play Final Fantasy today. I won't remember any of that. Let's see here. No, you see, Darkwing Duck, that's funny. He says, that would never happen. Someone will send 60 Minutes your Dead Space 2 playthrough. First of all, the moment you're talking about is not in my Dead Space 2 playthrough. It's in demo gameplay that was only put on Blip TV, removed from the internet, but everyone uploaded it everywhere else, okay? And that's the thing. Like, someone might look at that and be like, oh, okay, that's really bad. But is that representative of the person? And then actually look into it as a real documentarian, as opposed to, oh, that's really bad, so the person is evil forever, and that's the end of it, and they're cancelled, right?
That's like fucking saying, like, Hitler was, you know, was quite nice because he always tried to fucking kill the Jews for like 6 years. I was like, of course, you didn't know Adolf Hitler as a fucking child, did you? Did you know he went to art college? He had a very deep soul, Adolf Hitler, you know what I mean? You should see some of his landscapes. You know, some of his landscapes are still hanging up in those fucking... Fuck off. Phil, you cannot just fucking try and say, oh, those clips are nasty, but then is that the whole fucking person? Yeah, and of course, is that Hitler as well? He's a vegetarian. Yeah, he's a saint. No, fuck off. Jesus Christ, man. Phil, the problem with you is your argument might hold some weight if there was only that one fucking bad clip of you that existed on the internet. There are thousands of DSP examples of you being a nasty piece of shit person. There are not hundreds, thousands of examples, because of the wealth of fucking material that Phil provides on a daily basis of him saying dumb shit, doing dumb shit, and being a nasty, toxic piece of shit in general. Thousands of examples. It's not just one out of context thing where he was playing a demo and all that shit. No. There's so much out there.
But I mean, it would be a different thing. Actually, that would be a good example of something to show and say, here's something that this person has done that was awful, and they've made up for it. They've apologized for it, and they've committed to never do that again, and they haven't.
You made up for it, Phil. According to who? According to you? Did you make up for it? Who decided a film made up for being such a horrible person when he fucking made that joke about the Jews?
Right? I mean, you gotta remember, that was a clip from the end of 2010. We are now in March of 2024, nearly 14 years later, right? Let's see here. Thank you to Felix the Maid, who re-upped their membership for 15 months, as Zach Cloud Sephiroth, Janaise, and Angel RQ. I have no idea what you're even talking about. Janaise and Angel? Thanks, Felix. Pizza Box Gaming to the super chat, and he says, the Emperor protects. I don't know what that means either, but thank you, Pizza Box Gaming. I don't know what people are talking about today. Okay. Are the DSP throwback streams replacing long format react events for now? We haven't done a long format react event since like last summer. People told me to stop doing them. Like last year, I reacted to a few of the June the King documentaries. I had one day where we reacted fully to the Internet Historian YouTube channel, correct? Basically people said don't do it. They said they didn't like it as much. They would prefer if I did more gameplay streams, so I did. Now the feedback I'm getting now is people really like the throwback content, and they like these throwback streams, please keep doing them. So I will. I'm gonna go with the feedback. The feedback was don't do the long form reacts, do more of this cool throwback stuff. So I'm gonna go with your feedback, okay? Monty Mole, 8 months as a supporter, and he says, Gold Grind. Oh, where are you hiding, you son of a bitch? You mass murdering Gold Grind. Gold
Shut up,
Grind.
bitch!
You lily liver chicken shit scumbag.
Shut up, bitch!
Okay, we didn't say all of that, but there you go. Thank you very much, Monty Mole. Lilica says, are we going to jump straight into multiplayer on Battlefront? Yes, in fact, I would argue, even though the game has a campaign, I want to just do multiplayer. I think the multiplayer is the best part of the game. Alonso Kamara says he's probably meaning Genesis and Angel from Crisis Core. Oh, I don't remember. I played Crisis Core so long ago, before I was a YouTuber, I don't even remember those characters. There you go. Is Gold Grind going to be a meme forever now? Will I be singing Gold Grind until my final day? On my final stream ever, when I'm signing off from being a content creator, will I sing you Gold Grind as my final piece of content?
Nope.
Wow. Yes. Says, yes. The sign, the check mark. Yes. I'll do a big production number. I'll actually pay for like a crew to come in and film me singing a professional music video for Gold Grind. Oh, Gold Grind.
Shut the fuck up!
Lowest piece of existence on the totem
Nope.
creature.
Bruh. Fuck you,
Fuck you,
That you
Phil.
breathe the same air that we all breathe together. You scummy piece of crap.
Make the
Did I sing my church's choir? I
man
did not.
stop.
Do I have a plan idea when I want to retire from YouTube? No, I do not. Like I said, I feel like I've had my early career. I feel like what I'm doing right now is the middle of my career. I feel that. I feel like I'm...
No. No, Phil. This is not the middle. By God, no way. Can you imagine? Another 15 years of DSP on YouTube. He thinks he's in the middle of his career. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Are you out of your tiny fucking mind, Phil? Oh my God, and yeah, Mr. wants he wants a screenshot of this. The most random ass screenshots. I don't think there's anything special about this particular face here. This is a pretty normal kind of pose that Phil has. But I'm a given guy. What can I say? You know what I mean? And I do what my members want. You know what I mean? So there we go. We got the thing there. We got the freeze frame there. I'm going to use it into my members Discord. There we go. Tacozilla has been busy with making some artwork. There we go. That's DSP in 2 years' time. I don't know how many years' time. But yeah, this is Tacozilla's. I'll just zoom in on this face here. There we go. There we go. So there we go. This is doing quite well there. I think he's added the beard. Yeah, this is It's the best that Phil's beard has looked in a long time.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
Thank you very much to Battery Exhausted for gifting the membership, and congratulations to Wobbly for getting that membership. So there you go. Very kind of you, Battery Exhausted, for gifting, and Wobbly, make sure you thank Battery Exhausted for being a lovely bastard and gifting you a membership. There you go. But yeah, tackles all of his bizarre creative mind. Oh, bloody hell. And the stream broke again, what the fuck? Give me a second here.
Shut your hole.
Welcome to Operation Mindfuck!
There we go. By the way, Logan K gave a super chat, but I don't think it's going to play. As I said, stream elements is kind of weird because sometimes it'll just skip things it should be picking up. I don't know why it hasn't picked up, but Logan K gave us a chat and says, if this is the middle, imagine what the bottom is like. See you in 2040. Yeah, I mean, 20, Jesus, 16 years away is 2040. And Phil thinks, so Phil's, so that would make Phil 56? 57? Yeah, Phil thinks he's gonna be 57 years of age and still doing this. Or actually, 16 years later, 50, I don't even know. But yeah, god damn. I don't think I'll still be doing bingo that long. I have a feeling that bingo isn't going to be lasting that long. Who knows though, who knows?
I've had my early career. I feel like what I'm doing right now is the middle of my career. I feel that. I feel like I'm 16 years in. This is the middle, right? Probably I've got another 15, 20 years in me. Honestly, now the difference is, am I going to be a full-time gamer that whole time? I don't think so. I think within the next decade, I'm going to get older. People are going to care less about my gameplay and more about other kinds of content. So whether that means reacting to older stuff, whether that means talking about other topics like current events, politics, etc. That's the kind of content that's going to get more prominent as I get older. Okay? So, but I think I could keep going for a long time. This is a fun thing to do, and there's an audience for it, correct? Doesn't matter what I'm really doing, I have an audience, and that's a good thing.
And most of your audience are us, Phil. Your audience is mainly detractors that enjoy fucking laughing at you and pointing out your stupidity. So, yeah, Phil, if you can deal with that and handle that, then fair enough.
I have a perfect wig to sing TikToks? What? Okay, here's hilarious. I got a $1 tip. You disparage the hobby you know nothing about. Same with D&D. Do us a favor, don't talk about stuff you don't know anything about. I have not once ever disparaged Warhammer. Literally, not once. One time, my wife and I, there was a new store that opened up around here. And we know what it was. We walked in, and it was all Warhammer. And we spent like a half an hour in there, just walking around, looking, and we were like, wow, look at how cool these figurines are.
Objection. I don't believe catwalks. She waddles. Continue your story.
They're really neat. I think it's neat. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like you listen to the wrong people. Much like, again, the whole topic we're talking about today. Why do most people not like me on the internet? Because they don't actually listen to me. They listen to everyone else who says shit that I didn't say, but acts like I did. I don't say anything negative about Warhammer at all.
So, Phil, you have said that, as far as I'm aware, there is not a whole lot of fucking Warhammer detractor clips out there based on your opinion on Warhammer. Their opinion today, that they gave you $1 for, was based on what you said during this podcast right now today. So their tip was inspired by what you said earlier on in this very podcast. And you're accusing them of listening to other people and listening to the wrong things. Their opinion was inspired by your comments today, by you, not from us, you.
I'm really confused about what you're even saying, because I don't dislike Warhammer, nor have I ever like hated on someone who had Warhammer. So what are you talking about, right? You guys, can anyone know what the hell they're talking about? I don't know. Again, exactly. It's about the perception. It's not about the reality. It's about people are perceiving things in a negative way that don't exist because they're just being told to by a bunch of malicious parties, right? I'm very confused. Pizza Box Gaming says, I'm a bigger Warhammer fan than that guy probably is, and you're good. Yeah, Pizza Box, what have I said about Warhammer? I don't think I've said more than 10 sentences about Warhammer, right? Very weird. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know.
Did Phil's stream die, by the way? Because like he's meant to be playing Final Fantasy right now. It's mainly Nightbot. Nightbot, Eternal Napalm. Did his stream die, or is he playing games right now? He's meant to be playing a game right now. Or is he on break right now? No, he's literally playing a game right now. And the stream is mainly Nightbot. Jesus Christ, I thought something happened to Phil's stream because I just seen Nightbot everywhere. But no, he's live playing a game right now. 301 people watching right now, by the way. So yeah, all the bots are gone.
There was, during the reaction on Sunday, it was showing off someone's Warhammer collection, and I was commenting on how cool it looked, and it was interesting. People were learning about how it works, and the guy was explaining about how you have undead units versus demons and how they work different, and I was like, wow, this is a fascinating video to learn about how the gameplay elements work. Actually, I'm interested in that. But I commented that I didn't understand, like for example, one of the videos was the guy showing off his Warhammer collection, and I said, so I don't get it, because can't anyone just buy Warhammer? Like, can't you just go right now and buy Warhammer figures? So then what's the big deal about having a collection? I didn't understand, and no one on the stream really knew. Someone has left a comment after the fact, and actually elaborated and said, so when you get Warhammer stuff, it's plain. Like, I guess when you buy the Warhammer figures, it's just the plain figures, but you actually have to decorate them yourself. So actually, it's like a hobby where you paint all your Warhammer figures, and you can paint them uniquely, or you can paint them like canon, how you would do in like per the story, I guess.
Bill said uniquely, hooray!
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning. And it's up to you to do that. And so people like how unique people are with the way that they decorate their armies that they build. And after I read that, I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. I didn't know that. I thought that they were pre-done. I thought you just buy them like action figures, right? They're pre-done and you just use them in the game. So that's what I didn't understand. So thank you to the person who left that comment on the video. That followed up and helped. But outside of that, I have no idea what people are talking about. Like about, oh, you're hating on Warhammer. You don't understand it. I literally never hated on Warhammer. That's the extent of what I've talked about. And now that I've gotten elaboration, I've actually understand it better. And that's pretty cool. So just think about that. I watch a Warhammer video. I actually like the learning about the gameplay elements. I think it's neat. And I just make a comment saying, I'd like more information about Warhammer stuff. Oh, see, Phil, you're misinformed on Warhammer, and you shouldn't talk about it ever again because you're hating on it. What the fuck? Where do you get that from? Like, where do you pull that out of your ass? Your misinformed ass. Who's really misinformed? You are. What the hell are you even speaking of? I literally never said nothing wrong about it, but now you're gonna come and say shit like that on the internet. It's pretty fucked up, but that's literally me. Perception versus reality. The perception is no matter what I do, it's wrong. I'm a horrible person. The reality is none of it ever happened, right? Okay. Fuck you and your friends. So wow, there's a giant message, right? It's huge. Oh my god. So I got a ginormous $5 tip. It's like a ginormous paragraph, all right? Let me first play the animation, get it on the leaderboard, and then I'm gonna read its huge paragraph here, okay?
Bruh.
So, from Boulder Startled Shoulder, whatever the hell that means. That's the guy's name, I guess. He says, a bit of a rant here. Hear me out. I don't understand your haters. Now, by the way, he's going to reiterate a lot of the negative things my haters say about me. I'm not going to repeat that because that just gives them attention, but I'm going to basically summarize what he's saying. He's like,
No, read it out word for word, Phil. Read it out word for word so you don't fucking miss the point he's trying to make.
Understand your haters, all the stuff they say about you. I'll go through what I know. I'm not going to read it because you guys already know the bullshit, and I'm not going to reiterate their misinformation and give them a vent.
No, Phil, come on. Be genuine to the fucking message and read what they said.
You here for it, okay? So, he says, at the end of the day, if you admitted to all the bad stuff people say about you and said it was all true, I wouldn't care. If you told me it's all a lie, I still don't care. I watch you because I think you're funny on camera. Your gameplay's funny. What you do behind the scenes, I just don't care. Them trying so hard to harm you by accusing you.
Phil said behind the scenes. That's definitely on the card, thank you.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
Fantastic stuff. Basically, what his fucking Dent's apparently saying is, oh, I don't care what Phil does in real life. I want to watch him play games. There's going to be people in his audience that don't care what Phil does with the money he's given. Phil could be fucking wailing hard into the champions until he's fucking bankrupt and homeless. This person's trying to say they don't care because they find Phil's content entertaining. I don't care what he does behind the scenes. Fair enough. You know, if Phil's fans don't care, fair enough. That's up to them. You know, if they're aware what Phil's doing and they don't care, fair play. If they know and they're still fine with it, each to their own.
Funny on camera. Your gameplay's funny. What you do behind the scenes, I just don't care. Them trying so hard to harm you by accusing you of all of this stuff, even if it's true or not. Nobody gives a shit who actually likes you. If alien...
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, we're still entitled to fucking talk about it and, you know, make videos about it and comment on it. Just as Phil's entitled to fucking respond to it.
Aliens literally invaded Earth tomorrow, and it's all over. The news people would forget about in a month and go on with their lives, so I don't get why it matters so much to them what you do and don't do. Absolutely, positively correct. Can I be honest with you? That is exactly what Mike Klum said to me. When we were...
Can you prove that, Phil? Have you got proof? Because you're about to put words in a documentarian's mouth here. So you might want to be careful, because you got into trouble before for trying to imply a journalist said something that they didn't, and they had evidence of that.
Absolutely, positively correct. Can I be honest with you? That is exactly what Mike Klum said to me. When we were working on the documentary, he said, I think the most fascinating part about your story is that you haven't done anything at all that would warrant the amount of hate you get on the internet. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the amount of haters you have, the amount of people covering your content and restreaming you and making videos negatively about you every day, none of it makes sense because you're not anything that would warrant that level of attention. So one of the big fascinating parts about a documentary about me would be covering why so many people care about me, right?
I mean, that's quite hypocritical of Mike Klum because he's actually making a documentary on Phil. Like, the reason why detractors fucking cover Phil content because he's a strangely, bizarrely fascinating creature. It's the same reason why Mike Klum wanted to make a documentary on him. Because he too found Phil a fascinating fucking subject matter to make a fucking documentary about. So I'm not sure if Mike actually said that. I don't believe Mike said that. I'm going to assume that someone is going to try and randomly ask Mike Klum, did he actually say that? Because Phil's, you know, trying to put words in his mouth. I can see it now.
I literally am doing a stream that gets a few hundred viewers a day. I do videos that get a few hundred...
Phil, it's not though. You've got 2,500 viewers right now, Phil. What are you talking about? You got 2,644 people. Sorry, it's now 2,926 people watching you right now, Phil. You are popping off in popularity. Wow.
Oh Oh my dog, what's up?
Thank you very much to Ira for the super chat, who says Clum told Gundam that trolls are a little unfair. Based on what? I mean, I think not every detractor and troll are going to fucking do the same thing. As much as Phil likes to fucking pretend that we all fucking say and do the same fucking shit, that's a complete bullshit lie. We all have our own different unique takes. We all have our different approaches as to how we cover Phil content. Some people just clip Phil and show the clips of what they are and let people interpret that however they wish. Some people literally fucking react to it and do a deep dive into what Phil says and pick things apart and say this is why Phil's lying here, this is why Phil's lying there. People like Prophet will pick apart Phil's lack of technical knowledge and debunk Phil on a technical level about the equipment he is using for the streams. Detractors all have a different unique takes on Phil. Do some go a bit too far with some of the things they say and do? Debatable. If some people hypothesize things and sometimes people jump the gun. You know what I mean? I'm not going to name names, but sometimes there are some people that do seem to jump the gun sometimes with some of the things they believe and try and spout off as facts. Just a little, but yeah. I'm all about just, keeping to the facts. I don't mind, a little hypothesizing here and there, a little bit of theory crafting, but sometimes when people try and push a narrative which they're trying to push as hard, stone cold fact, when it seems like there's not a whole lot of substance there, that's a bit debatable. Sometimes, to me anyway, but that's just how I take it. That's how I see that.
100 viewers a day, right? Do I make a living doing this? Yes, I do, and I'm very happy that I do, but I am small potatoes, right? I don't have a real giant mainstream audience for my shit at all. So why does anyone give two shits about what I say?
I mean, the funny thing is, he's up to 7,000 viewers when he's saying that on a live stream. Now, I know it's fucking bots, but still, the timing of him saying that while he's popping off on fucking reviews and viewers, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful irony.
Right now, if I insulted Keemstar on the stream, why would he go on his social media and make a video to clap back at me? Nobody cares that I insulted Keemstar. I'm nobody.
And yet, Keemstar did that because you decided to fucking run your mouth. And Keemstar decided to punch down and clap back because you chose to run your mouth on the internet.
But he still wastes his breath on it, right? It's so bizarre.
So Phil, if you're saying that Keemstar shouldn't be fucking wasting his time clapping back at you because you ran your mouth because you're small potatoes compared to him, doesn't that mean you shouldn't fucking waste your time fucking trying to fucking clap back to what the detractors are saying because we're smaller than you? It's not okay when Keemstar claps back at Phil, but it is okay when Phil claps back at us. Because the detractor channels for the most part are smaller than Phil's. True. It's perfectly okay for Phil Burnell to fucking run his mouth about Keemstar. And he thinks it's weird that Keemstar fucking claps back, even though he's a far bigger channel. Phil Burnell's channel is 200,000 subscribers strong. My detractor channel, this one here, 3,000. So really, he shouldn't be wasting his time on this channel, for example, or Vega's channel, Duty's channel, That Being Said's channel. These are popular streamer channels, detractor streamer channels, but are not the size of Phil's. But he will still, every day, without fail, have a go at clapping back against detractors and trolls.
That big YouTubers from all over, people like Moist Critical and Asmongold, would ever mention me. Why would you mention Darkside Phil? I'm no one. But they do. It's fucking bizarre. I don't get it. What warranted the attention? I don't know. Nothing happened. Nothing crazy has happened. I'm lost. I'm just as lost as you. I don't understand it. See, that I agree with. Yakko Money says they don't hate you because of what you've done. They hate you because it's fun for them. They have a community built around it.
Phil, it's not as if we're just fucking making shit up. You do have a fucking addiction to WWE champions. You need fucking professional help for it. The money you're given today is going to go towards a new WWE. I guarantee you, I've got it in the title here of this fucking unit up here. There is a brand new WWE Champions event starting soon. If Phil gets wailed on the stream, keep an eye on TG Gamebox's Twitter, because I'm pretty sure that if Phil gets a lot of financial support today, I think we're going to see him being on the leaderboards of that brand new event. It is inevitable because Phil has a problem. He doesn't want to admit he's got a fucking problem, but he has a serious fucking problem. it's such a fucking problem that he's doing his fucking best to fucking spend hours and hours trying to fucking get the receipts for all these fucking spending of WWE champions to pass it off as a business expense. Now, that's my theory. People know I've got this theory. Some people share the same theory. Phil wails on WWE champions. But because this is technically a gaming expense, he passes it off as a business expense for tax purposes. That way, Phil has like thousands of dollars per month in business expenses to fucking show off. I mean, that's my theory. I have nothing to... I have no evidence, but there's a lot of red flags, put it that way. Anyway, fuck it. I've been ranting too much. Time to let Phil cook.
Oh yeah? Anto Kamaru says, in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I've switched to quality mode. The graphics are absolutely mind-blowing. The 30 FPS sucks, but after 2 days, I've gotten used to it. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I think I prefer having 60 frames, though. Like, that's my personal preference. You know, maybe it does look a lot better in the performance, but I feel like performance mode is for 1080p gaming, while quality mode is for anyone who's going to do a higher resolution, right? 1440p, 4K, you probably want quality, but I'm probably not going to even see the benefit of that, I don't think, right? T Hobo X says, I think quality mode increases resolution but doesn't improve the graphics at all. Why? So everyone disagrees. Everyone just disagrees with each other for some reason. I don't know. Let's see here. I received a $10 tip from Warky Wark. Is Invincible reviewing the agenda? The second part of season 2 is airing this month. I don't think so. I think the way they did it, splitting it up, is such a bad idea. Like, at first I watched Invincible season 1, or I should say, what was it, season 1? Yeah, yes. Like last fall. And so I was like into it, and I was like, oh, it's a pretty good show or whatever. And they said Invincible season 2 is coming. I said, all right, I'm interested in it, but I'll hold off. You know, I'll wait until basically like the whole season's out, and then maybe I'll check it all out at once. And then they split it in such a stupid way that like it started, and now it doesn't resume till now. I'm gonna be honest with you, I just don't care about it. That completely killed any kind of interest that I had for it. To have to watch some of it, wait, and then come back months and months later, now you killed the momentum. I don't care about the show anymore. Maybe one day I'll watch it again, and I'm not gonna review it. Who cares, right? They should absolutely release it in time, either one episode weekly or the whole season at once. You can't be releasing half and half like that. That is dumb, in my opinion. So I just don't care about it. I'm being honest. Like season 1, I enjoyed it when I watched it in the fall. I just don't care about the show anymore. Maybe I'll get back to it someday, right? Andy Young, yes, just like every single game that I play, sometimes there's music copyright issues. And it depends. Sometimes I dispute them, sometimes I don't. In this case, I believe the first few videos of this playthrough did get claimed for music, and I tried to dispute them, and they're all in what's called escrow. What that means is, basically, YouTube just sits on it, and they see if whoever claimed the music wants to go to court about it. Because the thing is, it's a misidentification. When these videos get flagged, it's not because you're using the music, it's because it thinks you're using a cover song of the music, and like, you're playing a guitar doing a cover of it. You're not. If you have purchased the license to play the game, and you're creating your own Let's Play or playthrough or whatever, and as long as you're doing the transformative things, like your own gameplay, your own commentary, that's a transformative work. The person who made the music was already paid for their use of the song in this game in perpetuity. They're not supposed to be getting excessive royalties on the back end for every single person who plays the game. So there's no legal right there for them to claim it at all. It's never been in a court of law where that's ever been a ruling, okay? So when YouTube is running Content ID and says, oh, part 5 of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is claimed for music because you're using a cover song. No, I'm not. I'm using the original soundtrack. It's covered by gameplay, the gameplay clause of fair use. Therefore, too bad. And then you just dispute it, you gotta wait. So likely I'm gonna end up having to wait a month. That's what happened over on DSP Throwback for Final Fantasy 13. The first few videos all got claimed. Get this, they matched those to actual early gameplay reveals for the game on YouTube from like 14 years ago, claiming that my video ripped off Square Enix's videos. No, it didn't. I'm playing the real game. So I had to dispute it, and it took about a month. And after a month, they released the claims because there's no reaction to it. And I feel that's what's gonna happen here. Like anyone who has problems with the music of this game, they gotta go through that stupid dispute process, and it takes about a month. And then after a month, they'll release the dispute, and then you'll be fine. Really dumb. That's just the problem with YouTube's system. It's just not sufficient. It just auto-claims so much shit that's not true, you know? Are we doing anything special on April 6th? As like I said, we're probably doing a birthday marathon, like I usually do. And this year I might actually do it on my real birthday because I'll be able to be here for it. And it's on a weekend this year, so. Yeah, it's funny because when you dispute a claim like that on YouTube, it says something like, oh, you should have a response within 14 business days or the claim is released. And then it still takes a month. It makes no sense. It says 14 days and then it takes a month anyway. No idea. All right, guys, any last minute questions, concerns, or anything you'd like to talk about before we jump back into Final Fantasy VII? Let me know. Let's type me in the chat.
Bruh. Nope.
No, we're good.
Shut up,
Everyone's
bitch!
using thumbs up icon. Are we good? Everyone's good? You're happy? Cool. How long will it take for Skull and Bones to be in the $10 bargain bin? Well, right now it's $25 off within 3 weeks. Probably give it another 3 weeks, it'll be another $20 off. And give it another 3 weeks, and they'll probably give them away. So that's the track they're on, right? Grim Ripper says he's at a hard part of the game right now, but he's having a great fun with the game. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that we're going to get into a new story element today and see where it goes, because I don't know. Like I said, in the story of the game, isn't it you pass the Nidhogg Serpent, or whatever it's called, the Serpent of the Water, and then you go to the next area, and I can't remember what the next area is. Wasn't it Fort Condor? I could be wrong. I think you show up at Fort Condor, but you don't do it yet. You pass it, and then later on you go back to it for the minigame, if I remember correctly. Am I going to play Monkey Ball later this year? I don't know. It's a new one, right? If people want to see it, maybe I would. Do I think the Resident Evil 4 remake is worth $30 USD if I played the original 5 years ago? Yes, it's really good. It's really good. It's well done. That's a great discounted price, too. Or, no, that's right, never mind. I was getting confused between Resident Evil 2 remake. That one's on Game Pass, not 4. I'm happy that people who are saying they're further than me are here today. Please stick around, because now the spoilers are over, right? Like, I understand the first 3 days I was heavily playing this game, but now you guys are probably way ahead of me. I took 2 days away, so hopefully you guys will hang out for the Final Fantasy VII stream now that you're ahead of me and there's no more spoiler problem, right? Yes, I'm going to be playing Rise of the Ronin. I'm interested in it. All right, guys, I think it's time to wrap it up. Thank you all. Great show today. Hope you enjoyed. I'm excited for more Final Fantasy VII. I'm excited for more Tekken. I think today's going to be a great streaming day. So I thank you all for hanging out with me, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for the final streaming day of the week. All right, thank you all. Have a good day. See you then. Okay, let's get set up here. And by the way, I do need to take a break. I have to use the restroom before we start, but it makes sense to do that. That way we won't be interrupted afterward. So I'm going to play you guys just a little bit of music while I get that taken care of. Nature is calling, and I have to answer the call of the wild. Was that how it's said? It's the call of the wild? Maybe not. If nature calls, would that not be the call of the wild? Right?
Nope.
I don't know. Anyway, all right. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. And I will see you in a few minutes for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Sound good? All right, I'll be back.
And he's going to... Oh, he's going to do ads as well. Is he going to do ads as well? Didn't he mute us? Didn't he mute his stream before the music plays? No, I think he's going to play music.
Go straight.
Yeah, he's playing music. What a bastard. What an absolute dick. Thankfully we caught it in time. Let's just fast forward to when he gets back from his little potty break. And yeah, has the music stopped yet? No, it's not, but it almost. Not yet, almost. Not yet, almost. Not yet, almost. Here we go.
Okay, everybody, I'm back, and it is time to begin. Thanks for hanging out, chilling. Nature called, I answered, and now it is time to jump back into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Let's see where the story takes us today, which now is actual story. There's people who are so upset that I took 2 streams to do the open world side content, even though it was very, very fun. Now, we head back into the main plot and the developments, and we'll see where we go. I don't know where we go, so let's find out. All right. Cool, here we go. Hello, everyone.
And just like that, he's straight into fucking recording. Fucking hell, man. Bloody hell.
Oh my dog! What's up?
Thank you very much to Paul J. Brazel for the super chat. It says, King, chat question. What does let them cook mean? Basically, just, you know, sometimes I just fucking let Phil rant. You know, let him fucking just get on with it, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna pause him, I'm not gonna interrupt him, I'm not gonna, you know, disturb him fucking ranting and raving or whatever. I'm just gonna let the bad man cook. I'm just gonna let him get on with the goddamn thing, because obviously we're fucking miles behind anyway, you know what I mean? But yeah. It's one of those things where it's just fucking let him finish, let him fucking just get on with the goddamn thing. But yeah, that's pretty much what I mean by letting him cook. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, yeah, Phil just getting bored towards the end of that fucking podcast anyway. Phil was streaming, and we had free spaces, so we're 3 away from a full house. I think he'll tick off that.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
Sadly, we couldn't complete the full house, and sadly, we won't get to add that to our prize fund for today. There's always tomorrow, as the old saying goes. First of all, let's see how Phil's doing right now. He started the stream on 46 buckaroos, which is an improvement on his previous Final Fantasy stream of 32. So he's already starting off on a better fucking performance from the previous ones. So let's see how he's doing when we go to live. Wow, he's made $3 whole since he started fucking recording. Isn't that amazing? He is $1 away from the gunner glasses. Ooh. He might hit his tier 1 goal, which is what he's always after. Remember, per stream, he wants to hit a tier 1 goal. That is what he's always asking for. It's always what he's fucking begging for. To guarantee 1 tier being hit per stream. Anyway, fuck it. I'm gonna... Where's my fucking otters? Fucking hell. Guys, come the fuck on. Look, I'm going to spam the Scottish soundboard until autos. There we go. I had a feeling me threatening the Scottish soundboard would bring out the fucking autos. There we fucking go, guys. I'm going to end things there. Sadly we couldn't get a full house today, but as the old saying does go, there's always tomorrow. I will return tomorrow for what will be Phil's final stream before his big precious day off spending. So yeah, he's playing Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow, remember, so he will definitely be looking forward to getting a whole bunch of fucking tips to spend on day off shopping, door dashing, and WWE Champions, inevitably. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, guys, thank you for joining me. Sadly it wasn't a full house, as I said. Hopefully we can get one tomorrow before his day off and we can add some more monies to the prize fund. Remember, if you haven't left a comment yet on the community post to win me a chance of winning a prize at the end of the month, make sure you do that before the month's end, so you're in with a chance of winning a prize for whatever that prize fund will be. Currently it's at $25, but the more bingos we win in the month of March, the bigger that prize fund will be. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up there, guys. Thank you very much for joining me for some bingo antics, and yeah, join me tomorrow if you want for some more bingo antics, but until then I'm going to end how it always ends, by playing Notorious PIG contributions made by supremely talented Pixar Animations. So until next time, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
Alright, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Alright, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that.